Hello and welcome back to the RaidzBank podcast. My name is Hoyt. I'm joined here by two of the most intelligent, handsome, and charming podcast hosts in the world, Heartless and Poplo. How are you, boys?
Oh, I'm a lot better now. That was sweet.
Damn, Hoyt landed on thick today.
Got to start him off with a good old glaze.
Different than the normal abuse. No, I'm just kidding.
It's true.
Yeah.
He just
That's
abuses us behind the scenes.
Yep.
That's not true.
I'm just gaslighting him during the pod.
That's true.
So yeah, it's good to have a full house back. We got Heartless in the house. He was actually visiting another house with the XP waste. Really good episode. I'm sure we'll talk about it more, but shout out to XP waste for having him, and good to have you back, Heartless.
Yeah, dude, it's nice to be back. It was a fun little trip over to see Oxy. Nice little 3-hour podcast. My God, it was long. But It was good. And we chatted all sorts of stuff. So yeah, we had a good time.
Hell yeah. Very good. So let's start out with what we've been up to. Heartless, you maxed.
Dude,
Congratulations, dude.
I did, yeah. This is going to be a big one for me because a lot has happened in the last couple weeks. Maxing, of course, was the first thing. That's also, I think, happened the day you guys recorded or maybe the day after. But yeah, I maxed almost 2 weeks, a week ago now. Yeah, a week ago. And it was really good. Smithing was the last one. I just had to round it off. Didn't take too long. And then I maxed on Friday. I had a lot of the boys out from the clan to see that one. So that was really fun. Made a nice little rune kite shield as my last item. And then we rolled over to Max Island and bought 6 or whatever capes I needed to make all the different max capes. Yeah, no, it's been a lot of fun. I'm really glad to be done because those last 3 grinds were really weren't fun. We talked about it last time I was on, but yeah, agility, rune crafting, smithing, just awful skills to train in general. And there's no real rewards that you get for it. So it felt like a giant waste of time mostly. And yeah, it's good to be done. The cape is ridiculously strong. I'm happy to have it. Nice quality of life. And yeah, I'm excited to move on to some new grinds, which I've actually sort of been doing in the last week as well. So
Yeah, what are the new grinds? I don't want to go too deep into it, but what's next?
Well, yeah, I won't go too deep. I did 2 days after. Well, Gridmaster came out on the Wednesday and I maxed on the Friday. So Friday night, I ended up trying out Gridmaster, and I really liked it, which was a peculiar because I usually don't love leagues. But yeah, Gridmaster is way better, way more accessible. I'm sure we'll get into that topic. But I ended up finishing the board by Tuesday, so it just took 5 days.
Oh yeah,
and I really liked it, and I had an absolute blast. It was nice that I got to go with kind of the meta builds. Like I could see what everyone had done for their, bucketing systems for their 50%. So I made sure like I maximized everything. And then the path I took was, the path of least resistance. It was really nice. So I got to finish the board and do a little bit of PVM. I had a good time, man. I have to say, I didn't get the Kopesh until the very end. It was my 3rd or 2nd to last tile.
Interesting. Okay.
Because just the way I did the board, I think I did it fairly efficiently. I did the awakened bosses. I got very lucky and I killed them all on the first try. The other ones are pretty easy, but I got very lucky with Whisperer. I died on the first pillar phase, and then I didn't realize the last stand would save me. And it did. It reset my sanity. I was like, oh, cool. And then I survived through the 2nd pillar phase, okay. And then the 3rd pillar phase, I died again, but I had last stand back up, so it worked out. It was really funny, but yeah, it was a good time. And then I just saved Inferno for last, and I just stood in the middle and Kopeshed everything with the battle hat.
Very nice.
It was really enjoyable, man. I would highly recommend Gridmaster for people who haven't done it.
Yeah, I do want to go over that. So we'll dig a little deeper into that in a couple minutes. So what's next on Heartless Iron? I know you made a list of like some items you're missing, but is there anything you got your eyes set on before sailing you want to accomplish?
Yeah, I'd like to finish the Delve boss before sailing comes out. So
you got the Eye of Ayak this week, right?
Yeah, I actually got a second cloth, and then I got the Eye of Ayak. So I got two drops. I've been getting better at it too. Like I think I finally got the hang of the triple attack on wave 8, so I've made it down to wave 12 now. And I'm consistently getting to like 10 or 11 with the supplies I bring. So I might start to bring more brews and go a little deeper, but it's been really fun.
Nice.
Nice.
I mean, maybe
so you just
maybe
need the treads.
maybe fun isn't the right word, but it's certainly been a little bit less stressful than it was when I was learning. Yeah, just treads to go, and then I can get back onto other stuff. So yeah, overall it's been
Nice.
It's been a good grind. I've been doing some skilling too, going for some blood shards. Finally got my my Sarah brew stack back up over 1,000. It's been good to get some skilling done for the account that I've put off for like ages and ages. So yeah.
That's awesome. You get to enjoy the cape for a whole month and a week or so.
Yeah, we'll talk about sailing soon, but yeah, we get to enjoy that cape for a little bit. What about you? Should we go into Poplo? What's he been up to?
Yeah, Poplo, what's up with the croplo?
The crop is growing. We're growing the crop very nicely.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I got 86 farming actually recently. So I got my spirit tree in the farming guild, which is insane. And then
Huge.
I kind of committed this last week to just PVM upgrades because we're all kind of getting close to being able to do like a couple TOAs, like just dipping our toes into being able to do some group content. And so I spent a lot of time at Moons. I actually pulled, I think, 4 or 5 items this week.
Nice.
So I got super lucky. I think I got 4 items like in one day or something. So I was pretty lucky. And now the rest of the items there are just like really good upgrades from, I got the kind of the bad ones out of the way. But yeah. got the boppers, got the outladdle. So those are pretty big.
Nice. And the secondary rewards there are good for like early game GP, getting all those earth orbs or water orbs.
Totally, yeah, water orbs. So really good for crafting. The main thing that like I want to finish off Moons, also because like the prayer XP is pretty good. Like you can pretty much bank like 70 prayer by the time you finish Moons as well.
Oh yeah.
And so I think I've got like 67 banked right now according to the Bank XP plugin. And then you just get so many like maple and yew seeds for farming. Yeah, the water orbs for crafting, and probably more importantly, like making some money after buying battle staves and alching them. So you get some raw GP that way. But yeah, Moons are just so good for early accounts. So been doing a lot of that. The main has been parked at Herbivore still, and I'm like 9,300 Herbivore now. So
damn,
what's the rate again there?
6,500 is the rate.
Okay, like 1.5.
Yep, going over, but it's slow. It's like 100 hours, I think, efficiently for Herbivore.
Slow.
It's tough. Yeah. At least
just
it's pretty,
100 efficient hours.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's a long pet. At least it's like somewhat chill, right?
It's super chill, man. I've been doing it like since I took a break from Temporos, because I think that would have, if I keep going on Temporos right now, I think that's going to be
we're gonna lose him.
An account ending grind if I just keep going hard on that one. So
yeah,
that's why I'm doing Herbivore. It's super easy. I could do it while I'm doing Moons. But yeah, don't worry, the main is still alive. He's not dead. So
good.
I'm not gonna be iron pilled yet, but gotta do something. Even Coxie made a hardcore while he's doing Herbivore and agility.
Isn't he like 20,000 dry at Herbivore?
Oh man,
I don't know about that much, but yeah, he's definitely over 10, maybe like 14 or 15,000. I don't know. I haven't checked recently, but
I thought I saw him at 19K the other day. So it's looking.
Maybe.
Looking rough for the kid.
Yeah. Hopefully I get it before that. Geez, like, I mean, if I get it at 19K, dude, the Croplo is gonna be huge.
He's gonna be raiding by then.
Yeah, he's gonna be doing Tob, and I'll still be plucking Herbivore. So, yeah, that's been me. Hoyt, what have you been up to this week?
I completed Gridmaster yesterday, so that was sick.
Nice.
Took me 10 days because I just real life was real lifing. lots of good stuff, just lots of touching grass. So good for me, but only got to play a couple days, so I squeezed in what I could with Gridmaster. Completed it yesterday, and it was a blast. I really liked it. It was a 10-day journey. The most fun was like day one because I woke up, I did it on release, and it was a lot of fun. But then I had to go to work, so I kind of missed a big segment of pushing the grid. Then came back, and everyone was, like done with it or near done, and I got to still push through. And I know there's a lot of people listening who probably have just finished the easy tiles, so we all play at our own pace. But I loved it. I got to try out Awaken bosses for the first time.
Nice.
Unfortunately, they weren't a huge challenge because of all of the insane power-ups, relics I had.
Yeah.
But Awaken Whisper was, the hardest one. That was the last thing I did to complete the grid. I still think it only took me like 4 attempts or 5. So
yeah, Last Stand
still
is
pretty
busted, hey? You can really get...
Yeah. Yeah, and MMORPG has a great YouTube video specifically about Awakened Whisper during Gridmaster. So it kind of tells you like where you want to use your last stand and then how you want to kite around. It's just good to watch right before doing it. So shout out to him and his video. Definitely watch it if you've never done them before and you need some help. And then Leviathan gave me... I was most frustrated with Leviathan.
Really?
It's like Whisper, I knew what I needed to do, but Leviathan was just like... Because I have no reason to kill Leviathan in the main game.
Okay,
like,
so you've never even killed
the
regular one?
No, I've killed him like a handful of times for bingo, and it didn't go well.
Okay.
But it was still like fair. It's like just do the boss right. But one tip I had is you can just keep shadow barraging Leviathan after a few attacks, and you actually kind of want to so that he doesn't put a bunch of boulders out. So once I realized I could just shadow barrage after like 3 attacks, and just keep spamming that, then I would make it to the enraged phase and kill him. So that took me like 3 or 4 attempts as well. But for some reason, it was much more frustrating because you just like die in half a second. And it's like overwhelming.
Yeah.
Whereas Whisper is very slow paced.
The main game one is tough. The only damage you deal to him is during lightning phase when you do the main game Awaken Leviathan. It's hilarious. There's a bunch of like all those tiles that you have if you've downloaded them are just to drop the boulders in spots so that you don't screw yourself for later. And then you just attack him during lightning phase. And it takes like 7 or 8 minutes to set it up for the final phase. It's crazy.
Takes forever.
Yeah. So I had a lot of fun, and then the Inferno speedrun, I failed it my first try by like 31 seconds.
Oh,
so
rough.
You do have don't tally out because it's actually the tile should say under 31 minutes, not 30. So as long as you don't hit 31, you get the task completed. And I was like 31, 32 for the first attempt. I had to redo it. But I learned a lot. Like before the major spawns, you actually want to stand in the middle in shadow. I was running around with the Kopesh and wasting so many ticks.
Oh, really? Shadow's the best, hey?
Yeah, just because you don't have to run to anything.
That's smart.
So you're automatically saving like 5 ticks because you're not running. But
just like for pre-fires, you mean?
I feel like that's smart because I did it. I just stood in the middle, turned on Pre-Mage the entire time. I never prayed anything else. And then would just Kopesh the Mage, then Kopesh the Ranger, then Kopesh everything else. And it took me 27 minutes to finish the boss. Like, to finish everything.
Yeah. Someone like me, like, you know your way around the Inferno, so that worked for you. But for me, when I was running around with my Kopesh, I was just much slower.
I mean, it was tight, though. Like, it still felt tight.
Yeah.
And honestly, it got quicker when I started ignoring the pillars and letting them go down. Because then the minions would follow you, right? The little guys?
Yeah.
The nibblers. But dude, how chill was Zuck, though? You just get to stand there in the middle and just fire until he dies. Skip everything.
Oh my gosh.
It takes like 30 seconds.
That's awesome.
It's so cool because you can just last stand and then, skip through healers and Jad and everything. It's really fun.
Yeah. It was great. We can touch on that again. I feel like we've already kind of been over it, but no, I finished Gridmaster. I loved it, and my goal was to finish the whole board. We'll go ahead and we'll just close Gridmaster up now. They changed the reward points from 22,000 to 19,400.
Wait,
So
can you use them for the other rewards for leagues too?
no.
No,
Oh,
they're
damn.
separate. I think.
That's too bad, bro. That's too bad.
So for future community events, they're going to use the Gridmaster points.
Okay.
But it's like they created their own shop for
That's
this new type.
okay. So they're gonna. Do you think they're ever gonna go back to leagues, or they're gonna have two separate modes like Gridmaster and leagues?
They're gonna have two separate modes. They'll have leagues will never go away, and then this Gridmaster falls under this umbrella of community events or whatever
Okay.
they're calling them. Community game modes. I don't know. So it's like a diet leagues, a mini leagues. But I think they're gonna take very different forms. Like the next one we get probably won't be Gridmaster. Probably be like the one after that. The next one might be like sailing only or a chunk lock
Cool.
or something
Yeah.
like that.
I
don't
kind
know.
of feel like they're going to keep
But-
leagues as leagues, and then like community events just kind of going to be everything else.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
this
not
one
specified.
was
Yeah.
way more accessible than leagues, because leagues I feel like gets tedious very quickly, and very few people make it to the end, if you will. You know, like you, Hoyt, with
Yeah.
your Dragon Cup, like you grinded
Absolutely.
the entire time, and yeah, you took it a bit more casually than the others, the people. I was gonna say sweats, but you know, the people who got Dragon Cup quickly. But you took your time and you got there in the end, like marathon style. But Gridmaster, it feels like you don't have to do as much BS as you do in leagues. It's not like you have to go do these dumb
not at
tasks
all.
for like 10
Yeah.
points, 100 points. It's just, you just got to get to the tiles, which makes it way more accessible, way more fun, way more completable. Yeah, it'll maybe shorter too, so not everyone's cup of tea, but I thought it was a good in and out game mode. And I don't know about you,
I would
Hoyt.
like something in between.
Yeah, maybe
I really like it, but slightly like I think the biggest flaw of this, and Jagex would probably agree, is that you get a lot of rewards at the very end where you log out
almost
when you get them.
almost too many, right? Like you barely get to use some of
Yeah.
the best ones. I didn't even use
I didn't
Guardian.
use my
Yeah.
dog sword.
Yeah.
Didn't use my crown because I did that last.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Something like
Didn't
that.
get to use the Guardian because it was like one of the last things I got.
And then raids were a mistake because you do one of each.
yeah, true.
Maybe three.
I think the
chambers if you're
first
unlucky.
guaranteed is really good, and then you want to work for the next two, and it would be cool if they only came from their own raids. So the first purple you get from a raid, you'd have to choose which one you want to go for. Go for it. Get a guaranteed one, basically. Imagine you go for Tebow, and then you have to grind the other ones at least a little bit. Because yeah, I did one of each raid, and it was a little bit lame. Because that's the best part.
Yeah.
I imagine if
I really
they.
like it, though.
Sorry to cut you off, Hoyt, but I think perfect would be if they had this board and then either dropped another smaller board or one of similar size that just had a bunch of different tasks to go for, that then you could use your super powered character to like burn through them all. I think that's what it's missing.
Yeah.
And maybe those don't have rewards, or they do, but they're like a little bit lessened, or now you just get extra grid points before them.
Yeah, there is a website that Skritic put together, and they put on the news blog, Skritic's Gridmaster Games. You can find it by going to gridmastergames.com, but I won't go into how you use this website and play it. He's got a great video out there. But he did add 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14 tasks. So 4 easy tasks, 5 medium, and 5 hard. And of course, they're not in the game, they're just on this website. But I think some sort of like bonus area like he created with like 14 more tasks would be cool. But, you know, there's a reason they did 7x7, I guess, you know?
Yeah,
So,
no, it was, I mean, it was a trial run, right, for this system. And I think for that reason, it functioned perfectly. But yeah, if they bring it back just a little bit longer, I think it'd be perfect.
Yeah, I think they would probably agree with a lot of our feedback. So
Hoyt, you,
I can't wait for the next
we
one.
both got pets on the Gridmaster as well, which I think is funny.
Yeah. I got Butch at like 19 KC or 26 or something like that.
Yeah,
so that's sweet.
Yours is way better than mine. I got the fishing pet at like 60 fishing or something like that, 65 fishing, right when I got to Carom ones. I pulled the fishing pet almost immediately. I came back and saw a bunch of herons. I was like, wait, that's kind of weird. Clicked if it was mine. Boom, of course it is.
Of course it is.
So that was pretty
That's
funny.
awesome. Yeah.
Points. Last thing, I don't think I'm gonna spend my points. I think I'm just gonna save them because these rewards are really bad.
The rewards are not good.
And then if the future event is like significantly harder, I'll have a bunch of spare points to buy what I want, and I won't have to push as hard. Because I know in leagues, I often don't get to buy all the rewards I want because I get too bored or burnt out of leagues before the end. So I think that's what I'm gonna do this time.
So how do we find out the like login screen thing worked?
So
the torch or whatever.
It's bad.
It's just a chapel upgrade, right? And no one has a chapel unless you're a world. If you're a world 330 Andy, that's like hosting your chapel with your Marintils, and you're being a.
It's like gilded altars.
It affects like 10 people in the game.
And I have the perfect 3x3 house. I spent hours on perfecting the placement, layout, decorating. I'm not gonna add like a 10th room and ruin the grid, because once you get rid of the 3x3, it like extends the next chunk, kind of.
Yeah, I have a 4x4 and I love it. I wouldn't really change it because I have all the gardens in the middle.
Maybe I'll go up to 4x4, but
if you have a lot of pets, 4x4 looks really cool because you can have your superior garden. You can have an obelisk if you're lucky enough to have one, which I do, in the middle, and then you can have your pets in the corner, and they roam around everywhere in the middle, and then you just have all your rooms on the outside that facing in.
I might do that because I'm halfway to an obelisk. I do really want one for clues, so I would have to break my 3x3 with the obelisk, so I may as well do 4x4.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they changed it so that it loads same speed now.
It does.
Because it used to be for...
It does. It's more just like
it did before.
Aesthetics
it did before as well, but yeah, aesthetically, I do agree. Like 3x3 is super tight, but then you don't get to have those kind of fun rooms on the side.
And the obelisk actually serves utility.
It's really,
so then
it's
if I
really
gotta fill
nice.
in the other,
yeah, obelisk is a great item to have.
Mm-hmm.
But I agree. I'm gonna spend like less than half the points and save the rest because I don't want the fucking pink tabard. And why would I get that?
Yeah, they're just like not great cosmetics, and they're just pure cosmetic. They're not for items that you would actually wear in the game. Like with leagues, you get the cool Dinsball work, you get the cool sort of Virtus or ARMs or Blowpipe. Like the items are actually you can use them. You can show them off. You can use them in PVM. You could use them in skilling, but this is just pure cosmetic, which is okay, but they're also not even that nice. So
yeah,
cool.
Well, nice. I think that
Poplo, did you?
Wraps up.
1 second, Hoyt. I don't mean to cut you off again, but Pop, did you play or no?
Not really.
No,
I kind of started it, and then kind of same thing, like life stuff. I just didn't have as much time to play, and kind of just didn't have a ton of interest in it.
Fair enough. I was chatting to a friend, and he was saying like, yeah, the Iron Man's just at a position where I got so much to do. And Gridmaster feels like it just takes away. And I used to feel that way about leagues too. When I was on my iron, I was like, I have just so many things to do. I'm not going to play leagues because it's not setting me back 3 or 4 weeks or 2 weeks. It's just I feel like I have things to do on the Iron Man, so I'd rather not play. Hoyt, did you ever feel that way about leagues?
Yes. Shattered Relics, I think, was the one that I started and like hated on day 3.
Mm-hmm.
And I just went back to my Iron Man because I had so much I wanted to do.
That's fair.
But the other ones, I wanted the cosmetics so bad on my Iron. I was like, yes, I'm addicted, but for Irons, like leagues are like account progression because you can't get the cosmetics any other way. So that kind of helped me mentally justify it. Otherwise, I hate XP waste. Like,
yeah, I agree.
I always get ragged in Discord. I don't play a lot of variety games because I like too addicted and like want to progress my account.
Also,
so,
yeah, I agree with you. I feel like going forward in all leagues too, I'm just gonna pick range every time, and that's what I did in this league. I just basically camp ranged until I got the Kopesh and Specialist at the very last tile because range is just so OP and so accessible, and you can just kill.
Yeah, I did mage then range, so I'm gonna do melee next, like to mix it up. So
that's fair. That's fair. Well, shall we move on?
Yeah. Very good. And the good news is, if you like Poplo and you still haven't played much, you still have like 2.5 weeks, and
Yeah.
takes and most people anywhere from 2 days to 10 days like me, or maybe a little longer to complete it. So
Mhm.
it's plenty of time if you get bored in a grind and you want to try something out. Check it out. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Um,
Not saying it won't happen. I don't. I feel a little better about doing it like on the main or something now because yeah, like what you said, there's just so much to do on the iron. But
yeah,
yeah. Have you guys
good
seen
stuff.
real quick? Have you seen Mulgoat Kirby is doing the Gridmaster speedrun?
A bunch of people
No, I
are.
think I saw Cold One.
Cold One did it too. A bunch of
Okay.
people did it.
A bunch of people are doing it. I've just seen them on Twitch.
What are they down to? Like 9 hours or 8?
Sub
I
8,
think
yeah.
Kirby got a 9 hour and 7 minutes. I think is his best. I don't know what the other.
Cold One got like
guys
an
are at.
8 hour or something. Crazy though that you can do it
8.
so fast. The pathing
Yeah.
is clean, and the
Mhm.
luck is luck is high because I took 40 KC to get a Yama drop. It was just dossiers for days.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, I really want a high scores for Gridmaster speedrun, but I feel like you're just gonna be spam resetting Vorkath, Yama.
Dude, Vorkath is
other
brutal.
tiles
Vorkath
were
and Yama are
RNG?
brutal. I've seen most people go to 50 KC on Vorkath because the head isn't
That's
buffed.
so bad.
I got a skeletal visage on like 10 KC. I got so lucky.
Whoa.
Like, it's
That
fine
that is
for
still
a task.
super lucky.
But you're at a yeah, I know.
Drop rates.
But you're at a position when you're doing Vorkath where you need it to unlock. I can't remember the tile it unlocks. Something nuts though. It's Dragon Slayer 2, which is you need to get your XP up. So you're basically doing it with garbage range gear, usually a blowpipe. So you don't have the strength yet, and you only probably are like 3 out of 6 on combat masteries. So you're at a position in the game where you're about to unlock the insane power, but you're not quite there. So the kills are still slow. Not fun.
Yeah.
Too bad.
All right, we should move on from
No,
gritty. We've been talking about it for ages.
Yeah. We can close that out, but I would like to see speedruns in the future if they can mitigate some RNG tiles, because I don't want speedrunners to just be resetting until they get an account that gets the 1KC Vorkath or the 1KC Yama.
But
Yeah, that's speedrunning.
That's what speedrunning is about,
baby.
though. Speedrunning has RNG in it, right? So I think that's fine.
Yeah, but it's kind of stupid. I don't know.
That's
Nonetheless, we will continue on. I did write this down. We mentioned it earlier, but Heartless was on XP Waste with Mr. Oxy and TNL, big friends of the clan of the podcast. And I do have a bone to pick with you, Heartless. You wanted to take away my mini games, man.
yeah.
I was messed
There's
up.
too many mini games. Get rid of them. I can't remember what the question was, but if you could delete something, I would probably axe a bunch of the old garbage mini games. I think that was what I
Trouble
went up with.
brewing.
Trouble brewing, yeah, those kind of boring. Or rework them to make them actually that you don't just sit there for 20 minutes and fill water.
Yeah, and I loved your question about mounts in the game.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was really
He
good.
put
Got
me
thinking.
on the spot, man. Did you see that? That was a filthy trick.
I think
from my
they
boy.
always do that.
I didn't
Yeah.
realize because I honestly I don't often listen when they have guests, just when it's them talking about certain topics. But yeah, so I missed out. I got completely bamboozled.
I listened to, they had a guest episode with the RS guy
Mm-hmm.
recently from RS3, and they put him on the spot with the same thing, and he was pissed. It was so funny. Because he's like very professional by the book. He's like, "What? You didn't tell me about this?"
Yeah, I actually do think it was a great joke. So good on the boys for pulling that one on people. But yeah, it was really fun. It was a very long podcast, but it's a good listen if you want to just hear us chat. They do no structure. They just go raw, which I think is crazy. We have a lot of structure to our pods, which is fine. It's just the way my and Hoyt that's the way our brains work, right? Hoyt usually put the document together, and you're a by the book guy too. You like structure.
Yeah,
you like to know what's going to happen. But
Absolutely.
they're just like, nah, we just go in raw, and then they edit things, which is fair enough. So
yeah. So yeah, check that out. We'll have a link in the description. And if you're like me, like I run out of podcast content throughout the week, and it's always good to just have another one in the rotation where you can add them in the queue. So definitely give them a shout. I'm sure a lot of you guys have already heard of them. So And thank you again to them for being so kind to host
Yeah,
us.
it was
big
really
shout
nice
out.
of them.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
On to the next section, we have clan shoutouts. This one was
And
huge.
dude, oh my god.
jaw dropped.
Oh my god.
Ryuka-san got a 3rd Age Druidic Cloak.
That's insane.
Holy shit.
Insane.
Worth 1.3 bill, and it was on his 17th Mimic and 136 Masters. So I think we're safe to say spooned.
Ridiculous,
Totally
right?
As all 3rd Age Druidic is.
Yeah.
It's all spooned, but yeah, my god. Ryuka-san.
Goodness. Big GZ.
He's
I mean, that is...
it's a huge influx of
a
cash.
T-bill.
It's basically like pulling
Yeah.
a solo mega rare, yeah. It's wild.
Yeah, pretty
I
much.
love that it was from the Mimic. I feel like everybody has like a conspiracy that the Mimic doesn't actually do anything.
He just gives the ring.
So, yeah.
He's like,
just
oh,
the
here you
ring.
go. 3rd Age ring. Okay.
Yeah, and here's some manta rays. Now, fuck off.
Yeah.
Still though, the craziest drop I ever saw was a screenshot. I think it was in a guy's video, some YouTuber that got a Bloodhound and a 3rd H pick on the same clue from a Mimic.
Oh
No.
my gosh.
That's
so
That's some private server
crazy.
shit.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, I think his name was Jakey Saurus or something. But yeah, it's the craziest
Oh, yeah.
luck I've ever seen. Was that screeny? I think he'd done quite a lot of clues, but still, it's out of control.
Still,
GZ
you
to
can't do
Ryu.
enough to hit that drop rate.
No, absolutely. A lifetime of master clues, and you wouldn't hit that.
hmm
Yeah, what's his name? Bazilla just dropped a video today, and he's on 9 Bloodhound.
That's a lot
Jeez.
of bloodhounds.
It's crazy. It's on like 5,300 Masters. But nonetheless, Ryuka-san, GZ, beautiful, beautiful item to get for the log. And for the bank account. He has a normal account, so just basically Tebow, drop, solo. Up next, we have Claytaurus23, who got a shadow on his very first purple. Big GZ.
Nice.
Love to see it.
Iron Man, right?
I don't
Okay.
think so. But is he?
I think he's a main.
Yeah.
Still
love
though.
to see the mains win.
Mains
No,
mains always win with the shadows. Mains always
main.
win with the shadows.
He's a man.
Yeah.
I
Let's go.
still haven't gotten a purple from Toa, so maybe my first one will be a shadow.
Mains only. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, mains all. The GZ to him. Gay Raccoon. Great name.
Friend of the pod, Gay
Got
Raccoon.
2.
Mhm.
Yeah, big friend of the pod. Got 2 young lift pets. And then the very next day, his first enhanced at 143 KC. Iron Men hate this one trick.
Okay,
He
speaking
immediately
Gay Raccoon's
Yeah,
a
go on,
friend
go
of
on,
mine.
go on.
He hates
he
Iron
immediately
Man.
turned it into a corrupted blade,
Psycho.
even though he can't wear it because he has 76 attack and he only has 66 Slayer, but he's gonna love, not having to get a bunch of whips. And he made the blade so that he'd lock himself to stay for a second enhanced. So I think we're all thinking of it.
Oh. It's a mental
Maybe
game.
It'll take him.
Yeah.
It'll take him over 800.
Of all the people I've played the game with, Raccoon's up there, top 5 for hating on Iron Man. Top 5.
Really?
Oh yeah, keep that in mind. So when he goes dry somewhere, let him have it.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
We'll see,
he's
dude.
quick to have a laugh at an Iron Man. So we're gonna turn it back on him. I remember Raccoon. Don't you ever forget. He's a great bingo
wouldn't
teammate
wish
to have,
this.
an absolute degenerate.
I wouldn't wish it on anyone, but you don't know about that second enhance. Like, I hope he doesn't, but you could go so dry, man.
You mean that he turned it into a blade?
Even
Well, dude,
Yeah, like
I turned my
getting the bofa, I'm saying.
I
like, he
corrupted
could
a
hate-
blade and then corrupted a bofa and then corrupted a blade again. I still have 15 armor seeds. He'll be fine.
No, I mean the second enhance though.
Yeah, true. He could go another
Some
1900.
people it takes 1600.
Some of us
it takes
might-
3200.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, you can just get
Some of us might
So,
hope
nah,
that
not
he
for this
goes
game.
2000 KC for a second one.
Oh,
some of us. I mean, it couldn't be you or I though.
No, it couldn't be us.
So,
But GZ to the king for pulling that. Well done.
GZ Raccoon. And I will eagerly await when that second enhance comes. Up next, we have a very, very special message. And the other two hosts, Heartless and Poplo, haven't heard it, so they're going to listen live with you. We'll be right back.
Franco from Franco's Fabulous Herb Store, and I'm back with another fantastic product, perfect for the everyday autist. It's yellow. It comes in a glass vial, and it's got a secret mash bill that will spike your HP higher than your heart rate anytime you see Slayer Master Neve. God, my palms are so fucking sweaty. Why is she so fucking hot? Holy shit.
Oh, no.
You know it, you love it, and we swear it's not piss. The Saradomin brew. Hard food? Boring. Moonlight antelope? Weak. Tick eats? Jesus, you kiss your dog with that mouth? Gone are the days of getting stacked like a shitter. All of your PVM headaches gone with the click of a mouse. Tutorial Island didn't teach you how to pray? Click yellow. Bosses caving in your skull like some blue helm dork? Click yellow. Really into model trains and have trouble making eye contact? Click yellow. Middle-aged, bald, can't perform as a man for your RSGF anymore? Click yellow. It's that easy. Don't take our word for it. Here's what our customers have to say. Before Saradomin Brews, I used to fucking suck. Wowee. I started chucking down on brews, and now my wife lets me visit our kids under direct court-mandated supervision. Neato. Click, 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 click. Oh, what the fuck? This tastes like piss. Super. Franco's Fabulous Herb Store. We sell brews. Don't be a fool. Click yellow, not food. Saradomin Brews, because learning mechanics is for pussies. Disclaimer. Franco's Fabulous Herb Store is not responsible for any side effects such as hemorrhoids, diabetes, diarrhea, being a dog shit group Ironman, or not being able to cast blood barrage when your pillar is getting gobbled. If you experience any of these side effects, ha 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 ha, sit rat, get good pussy, back to Lumbier pour.
Oh my god.
What a high quality ad, my god.
I feel attacked.
Right,
There's a lot of blue helm
Unhinged.
slang in there.
Come on, there's always got to be some blue
Yep.
helm slang. You got to go after the gimps
We
where you
have
can.
Oh
Has
my
to be done.
gosh.
That was really
We
funny.
have to revisit our advertiser contract with him. Well, Unhinged.
Yeah, that wasn't unhinged
But-
one. The amount of times I've
great.
died though by brewing down and then trying to barrage something, getting dragged out. So true. So true. That one hits home.
That's true. Yep.
Yeah. Why learn mechanics when you can just click yellow?
It's true.
Just click yellow.
Yep.
Are you middle-aged, bald? Just click yellow.
Yeah, middle-aged bald. That one's hitting home as well. I'm not bald yet, but I will be. I will be one day. That one's hitting home to everyone out there who's listening right now. Middle-aged and
Oh.
bald. Oh God. Hey, happens to
It's good
happens to
that-
the best of us, fellas. It's okay.
Does.
On a side note,
It's no
bald
joke, man.
bald is a good look. You can pull it off.
Yeah.
I've never seen a bald man who looks bad, but when the hairline's starting
No.
to,
Well,
you know what though? Usually bald looks bad. Here, okay, let me rephrase it.
I don't.
Go to your
When the
local
hair
park bench
when
and
the
just take a look
hairline
around.
is starting to go, it looks real bad, and it's better just to
Yeah.
pull the trigger and go bald because you'll look 10 years younger.
Yeah.
Get it?
No, I'm in.
Pull the trigger. Any of those
Full
fellas
support.
out there who's hanging on to the hairline, just pull the trigger, go bald. Grow a little beard if you can. It'll look good.
Full support of our bald brethren out there.
100%. You got to wear
93% of our listeners are 25 to 35-year-old males. So I know you're
and
out
what?
there.
90% of you are gonna have Widow's Peak coming in at this time.
Mhm.
Some worse than others, dude. Pull the trigger. I'm telling you,
It's bad, man. I have to
it'll
wear a
help.
hat all the time for work
Dude,
and stuff.
is
Yeah,
yours-
It's
Are you bald?
the
Pablo?
widow's peak is receding. What?
Are you bald, or is the
No, I
peak
got
just coming
I got a
through?
full, luscious, thinning head of hair.
Thinning, yeah. Mine's
So-
mine's going too, but it's going slowly. But it'll start to accelerate, and when it does, when it gets bad enough, when I'm starting to look like a monk, you know, wearing my monk's robes, getting that cut going, then
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
embrace the monk.
you're gonna embrace it, dude. I'm gonna go bald
Yeah.
when I do it.
I always
Like my
pictured
my
Poplo
grandpa.
like looking like Troy Polamalu. Just some beautiful locks of curly hair down to his shoulders. That's what I picture.
Yeah. Think like Trevor Lawrence. You know, luscious locks.
Okay, yeah.
No, but like my grandpa's, you know, he's like bald on top, still got stuff on the side. He's got a little hair on top, and he's a handsome fella. So
I
I'll-
never
I
said
think I'll
nothing
go that
about
route.
not being handsome. All I'm saying is sometimes it's just better to embrace it and zip it off. Especially if
Yeah,
you can
we'll
pull
see.
off the beard and you can look like Lionel Messi's bodyguard, that's even better.
that brings us into our sponsor, Manscaped.
Oh no,
Are you
Hoyt, don't
no.
even. Wait, don't be that guy. Come on.
Oh no.
We're not supposed to pay
We're talking
people
about
with
different,
sponsorships yet.
Get a free pair of boxer briefs.
What kind of hair? What kind of hair are you talking about?
Yeah, true. My God.
Oh no.
Yeah, when your bush starts to recede, that's when you.
Alright, we're done.
Okay.
I just got a call from our
And we're
producer.
done. Oh, Officer
wait,
Hoyt, shut
wait.
it down.
Wait, have you seen their commercial
Whiteberry
with
bush, right?
Rob Gronkowski for like their nose trimmer or something?
No.
Dude, that
Maybe.
one is wild. It's like I think they call it the weed whacker.
Oh, God.
And he's like using the nose trimmer in the bathroom, and his wife is
Oh
like,
my-
"Are you whacking off again?" He's like using just the trimmer. Oh my gosh,
Oh, that's
it's a little
That's
unhinged.
That's
but it's
pretty.
funny.
That is very funny.
That's funny.
Where were we, Hoyt?
Speaking of Unhinged, yeah, thank you,
Oh,
Jim
yeah.
Nash. If you guys didn't know him yet, James
Look what he's
H.
done to us.
We are gonna have to go family friendly at one point, but not today.
No, not today. When the
Um,
listenership grows and the children are old enough to listen to the podcast, we'll start to go family friendly. But for now,
Hmm.
James, keep them coming.
Yeah,
Right.
keep up the piss jugs. All right.
Until our moms find this podcast.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. It's, I thought that was our first subscribers. My mom. All right. On to some game news. Let's see here. We already talked about Gridmaster points are reduced. They updated Tutorial Island. Now has a checklist, like a quest log, which is kind of good. It shows you like where to go for your quest tracking and things like that, which I think it already did, but I don't know. A big problem though, they sped up the woodcutting and fishing actions, so I'll see you guys in Falador for the protest. They really can't be changing our Tutorial Island like this.
Weren't they saying that they have stats on Tutorial Island, like that a good chunk of people don't even make it past Tutorial Island, and the ones that do are more
Probably.
likely to stick to the game. So they gotta make it flow a little better without taking away the sort of timeless nature of it, I guess.
Yeah, I
Nostalgic.
believe them. And you never know behind the scenes why they're doing this. Could just be like someone's passion project that I don't know. But nonetheless, they updated Tutorial Island. Always good to do, but yeah, Heartless has a point. Like if you can't make it past that, you might not be a old school RuneScape player, and that's fine.
Like,
Just
have
means
you ever
you're-
played a game
you're
where
not
you
autistic.
don't really make it past the tutorial and you're like, yeah, fuck this, I'm out? You just tap out during the tutorial.
Yeah,
You gotta make the
probably.
tutorial
Yeah.
has to be friendly, like new player friendly, or else you just gonna quit right
Yeah.
away.
Yeah, but then you get dumped in Lumbridge, and I guess now they have the new player guide. I told you the story. As a kid, I wanted to go back to Tutorial Island because Lumbridge was so overwhelming.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't
definitely.
Can I go
believe
back
it.
to where the
Yeah,
rat?
take-
I remember
rats
looking
were?
at the
me
world
back.
map trying to find how do I get back to Tutorial Island.
Yeah, take me back.
My friend was like, "What do you mean?" I remember telling him on the bus. I was like, "Where I came from?" He's like, "Yeah, that was the tutorial, dude."
send me back.
But- yeah. So yeah,
Hey, as long as
good
we
to
don't get a
see.
battle bus in RuneScape, then we'll be fine.
We were talking about
Just
mounts.
drop
That'd be
you
a pretty
into-
sick mount.
Drop you into Varrock. We're
Yep.
going Varrock.
Dude,
Going for
LMS
right by
with
the
the battle
wizards.
We're going
bus,
for the hammer.
different biomes. That would be sick.
Mm.
I'm in.
We're dropping
Um,
West Ardone.
Hell yeah. Poll changes are now live in the game. They look great. There's like a test poll you can do now just to see the features. And they all look good. Just don't get yourself banned with the free text option. If you do, we weren't going to be able to save you anyways. So, nonetheless, that is about it for the minor things. And for major news, our predictions were right. Sailing is launching November 19th. Let's go.
Yep.
I already
Wow.
scheduled off for 3 days.
Whoa.
So-
Really?
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I should take the day off.
If the first day's a shit show, I can just take my hours back and, message my team, say, hey, I'm actually, something changed, so I'm actually going to work today. So I do think the first day is risky. If your job doesn't allow you to switch your vacation on a whim, then maybe don't do the first day. But
It's great.
about you two?
I have an all day conference that day, but
nice.
on the 20th, I'm free. So,
Hell yeah.
oh yeah.
I'll already be level 63. But
Yeah. Oh, if I can have that, if there's an AFK I can do in my pocket while at the conference,
That'll be tough.
I'll be doing
hell
that.
yeah.
That'll be tough. I'm thinking about maybe I should probably take the 19th off. That'd be worth.
Honestly, if you can only take one, I'd say maybe the 20th.
The
But
day after.
It's better to
I will say,
okay, so I had this when like the Awakened bosses dropped, like
mhm.
I don't know, the last summer or whatever it was. Like the day that they drop, you just got to keep yourself busy, like so that you don't just wish that you're like, oh, I wish I was home,
And then do it the next
like,
day.
doing it, yeah, and then just do it the next day or something,
Yeah.
like later.
But I got like
So,
30.
as
I got
Gridmaster, I
like 30.
screwed
I got like
myself.
35 sick days though. It's maybe it's time to pull the trigger.
You might just do it.
maybe I should.
Do it.
Yeah.
Now the problem is though, like I don't know, with Gridmaster I screwed myself because I played so early that I made a bunch of mistakes I wouldn't have if I played on day 2.
Yeah, true. That's
like
fair.
by being
Mhm.
able to play the
But
meta.
you can't really mess
But
up
I don't.
this though, can you?
Sailing's a little different, right? Like XP go up, so
Hopefully, as long as you're not
There's
just
also a
sitting there trying to
magic.
get into the game.
there's a feeling about being there on second one.
It's true.
Like, you're part of a thing.
Mhm.
which is
It's
cool.
gonna be a big
Yeah.
day for the game.
Yeah.
Let's
They
dive
did-
into it a little bit.
Monumental.
Yeah, they did hint at some weird release timing. Like, there's a big asterisk. Like, we're going to explain in the next blog about why the time is kind of up in the air. So, it is 10 o'clock UTC, which is 6 a.m. Eastern, which is 3 a.m. Western Pacific for you guys. So,
So it's an hour earlier,
Nonetheless.
I think, than normal.
yeah, that sounds right. What does it include? So for the November 19th launch, I'm going to rattle off just a bunch of the big things that it will include. Shipbuilding, crew, and multiplayer, so people can get on your ship and help you. Ship combat, sailing, port tasks, shipwreck salvaging, sea charting, barracuda trials,
Yay!
deep sea trawling, quests, new areas, new resources, new training methods, and unique items.
Basically everything as we expected.
Everything,
Pretty
but
much.
no, we'll get into this. That's a good segue. Things it won't include: ship PvP, massive boats, hybrid training methods, more quests, sailing guild, and interactive NPC ships. So really just one thing here is like PvP won't be out.
Seems fine though, because they got to make sure that the
Yeah.
mechanics are all.
We don't even
are
know what
going-
we
Yeah,
want.
exactly.
Yeah.
These are ones that will need some design space.
But what is cool
Um,
is it says no Slayer sailing crossover, but I think the new Slayer monsters, the Aquanites and the Griffins, are coming out.
Yeah, those will be
So,
out.
They're
but
locked behind
think they
Slayer
mean-
Islands. Like you have to sail to the islands.
Well, yeah.
yeah,
So
You
they're
have to get to them.
technically sailing locked. They're not
yeah.
not necessarily connected, but they are in a way.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so when they say that we won't get hybrid training methods, they mean a method where you, at the same game tick, get sailing and Slayer XP. So imagine shooting with
Gotcha.
your cannon a Slayer mob. So
Similar to that hunting and
there's
fishing
still, like, gonna
and
be-
agility method that's like the underwater agility.
yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
there's farming too underwater. All that stuff's coming. If they pulled it and you saw it or is in beta, it's coming. But they're just kind of throwing out there, like, if you've been under a rock and you haven't been playing for the last year or two, heads up, there's no like PvP, there's no massive party boat, things like
Party
that.
boat.
So,
Yeah.
and there's only going to be a handful of quests. If I had to guess, I think we saw the last beta, there's like 6 quests. So I'd say anywhere between like 6 and 10, maybe. Just a ballpark. So, and the mods did say, like, don't try not to spacebar through the intro quest. I say this, I'll probably still do it, but there's not many of them, so just like enjoy the writing and stuff. It's an age-old piece of advice. Like, try to enjoy the quests. You only get to do them once. Yeah. So I will go into what we could see next year, but as far as the what does it include part where I listed all those things off, I know Poplo, you were cheering for Barracuda Trials.
Yeah. Yeah.
What are you guys most excited about? I think the charting the sea is going to be cool because it's like a diary. Like it's going to be an overwhelming list of tasks, but it'll force you to go around the world and see each thing. But yeah, I'll open
That'll
it
be a
up to you
good
too.
that'll be a good intro to sailing.
Yeah.
Of like go around and explore all these things. Plus you probably
And
get
big XP dumps.
a nice,
probably.
big chunk of XP. So.
Some people hate task lists though. I get that.
But we're RuneScape players. There's so many task lists already that people hate task lists, but they love a completed task list. You know?
Yes. Feels so good.
So yeah, you get that completed. Feels amazing. I think
also salvaging will be cool for AFK.
Yeah, hopefully. Okay, I hope there's some at least like AFK stuff. I'd really like to do just some AFK stuff.
Definitely will be.
Yeah, can't grind all the time, but I think I'm mostly excited for kind of Barracuda Trials. I feel like that could be a really fun like agility, like Sepulcher kind of thing. You know, if they do it well, I really liked doing that. If that's pretty good XP, then like the faster you go, the better XP you get.
Did you do it on the beta?
I was gone for the beta, so I
both of them.
Could.
So there's 2 times you could do it.
Yeah.
Okay. I did it on the first one, and it was really challenging. I got the gold time, and I spent the first. There's like 3 levels. There's like gold, silver, bronze. For the bronze and silver medal, I got those pretty quick. The gold medal, I had to like take a break and come back the next day, and then spend like 2 hours straight.
Yeah.
On the same course, trying to get it.
Yeah.
It was really difficult, and I was gaming with some Zuckhelm guys too, and they had the same problem. They're a little faster than me.
I think that's something that I'm kind of looking forward to as well. I kind of know how to do everything in the game right now, but like that's something that I kind of.
By the way,
I'm kind of glad that I didn't do a lot of it because it's like this is something new and exciting that I feel like if I already completed it, if I already completed it, then I'd be like, okay, well, Barracuda Trials, I get to go and complete that again, but I haven't done it yet, and so I'm kind of excited.
You're gonna have a good time on Croplo, like exploring, because all of this is gonna really accelerate the Iron Man gameplay. I think I'm just excited to explore islands and see what's new and like sail by things that we already know. I think that's gonna be really fun.
That brings up a good question I didn't think of. Poplo, are you going to bring back the main for sailing and AFK your iron, or you don't know yet? Or are you going to do it all in the iron?
Oh, totally main first. Main to 99. Okay. I mean, I figured.
Keep the cape.
Yeah, definitely main to 99. I also, I'm excited to go and try the new Griffin boss. You know, there's a new pet that hopefully will be at least something that I can grind out a little bit. And then I might even do a little bit on some of the alts too, just to, if I can do it both at the same time or something like that. Might do it on some of the alts first. Just, I don't know, I just haven't looked at it enough to know how much it's going to change, like, the GIM, you know? Like, am I really, I've got so much stuff that I want to do, am I going to go out of my way on the GIM to do a bunch of sailing? When there's just so much other stuff that I can just do and I know it's going to be good for the account? I'll probably just
AFK the GIM while you
AFK the GIM, explore everything on the main and then
get a little handle of sailing. Yeah, that seems like a fair way to do it.
Yeah, totally. The main, I'm still a main at heart, so I can't put them aside yet. You know, it's a bad day when I log in first on the GIM to a new update. Then you'll know I'm lost.
Yeah, there's so many AFKs you can do on the GIM to progress it, which is a really nice point.
Totally.
Whereas once you get late game, you kind of run into like you've only got a few useful ones left.
Totally.
So that'd be good.
Yeah.
Very exciting. All right. Heartless, what were you most excited about in that long list of things I rattled off?
Genuinely just getting on a boat, exploring, seeing all the different islands that they've added to the game, and just sort of having that nostalgic exploration feeling again. I think it's going to be really fun.
Hell yeah.
There's just going to be so much new stuff to try, and just looking forward to it.
Good.
What about you, Hoyt? What are you excited
What
for?
about you?
I said the charting I think would be cool. Barracuda Trials. It's more of a question. Is there just one? Because I did the Barracuda Trials. Are they planning on just having one to start?
Probably have multiple. Or like different.
Like I really hope there's a few maps. Because the one I did was fun, but after like hour 3, I don't know. Then again, there's only like one sepulcher, but at least it has 5 floors.
I imagine,
So-
do you think like the different ports will have their own trial, you think, that you have to pass, and then there's going to be like a higher level
Yeah.
trial
I
for like a
imagine
higher
there's
level
bunch,
port
Surely.
I hope
that will
so.
eventually be like best EXP and
There better be.
Yeah.
So let us know in the comments if they said anything about that. I don't think I've heard a specific, like, there's only going to be one or there's going to be multiple. So I'll be a little disappointed if there's only one. But
it does say,
nonetheless,
it says at
yeah.
launch, sailing will feature 3 Barracuda trials. Temper
3?
Tantrum,
Okay.
Jubbly Jive, and Gwyneth Glide. I don't know if any of those
I did
were
the
in this.
Temper Tantrum. That was the beta one.
Okay.
Pretty sure.
So yeah, there's going to be 3
Um,
trials, so to start.
Okay, perfect. Good shout. All right. What could we see next year? So I said after December or after Christmas, they want to come out with a new port task. So port tasks are like, go take this cargo to this other port, or it could be like go slay 15 sharks, or there's like a few other types, but they're going to introduce a new type of one of those. So we don't know what it could be. It could be like gathering. I don't know. So that'll be pretty like a month and a half after launch of sailing. So that'll be cool. Summer 26, we could get a small scale boss at sea and a player designed island. So this will be like how Gentle Tractor designed Varlamore. This would be like, people on social media creating these maps, and then Jagex picks one that they like. So I hope Gentle Tractor already has one cooked up. I'm sure he's got like a folder of 20. So that'd be cool. Small scale boss at sea. Pretty interesting. I wonder if, I'm not sure how they're going to do this, because your ship has a cannon and you can fight like, NPCs in the water. So, yeah, I don't know. I guess maybe you'll use your cannon at sea, or no, you can detach from that and just cast like range and magic. So, I don't know. What do you guys see when you read that small scale boss at sea?
Cannon based, I would assume, and you'll have to like dodge mechanics. They'll add some like water based, maybe like whirlpools that if you get into it, you get flushed away or something. Some kind of Volcano-ish style. So it's going to be based on movement and dodging mechanics more than anything, I'd imagine. Maybe praying. I don't know if that's a real thing, but yeah, cool.
Yeah,
I think
I could see it doing like phases, where you have a dodge phase and then you drive up close to it or something and unload the cannons or
you have to
something.
like
I don't know.
iron plate the front of your ship and you just ram into it at a certain phase, stunning it,
Yeah.
and then cannon it or something. Who knows? It could be cool though.
It's like
I wasn't sold, but after hearing you guys, this sounds badass.
Yeah, game
Otherwise,
designer.
I could see it
Famous
just
game
being like
designers,
a-
Heartless and Poplo.
that's right. Hey, you watch out for our player themed island dropping.
Dude, I can't wait. Dude, I totally misread that, and I thought it was player-owned islands, so like a house, except you get to design player-designed island. I thought it was going to be individual.
I thought so
Oh.
too.
Dude, so I thought you would get
No.
an instanced island where you get to build up your dock, you get to bring in NPCs, maybe every NPC, kind of like a tavern in like an old,
I'm about to
like a
bust.
D&D game. You could have all your NPCs there, and that's where you collect them from to like make your party. You can teleport to it and get your boat. You can have multiple boats stored. Kind of just like a home base in a lot of games that you could design and add things to. Almost like a secondary house in a way, but specifically
Just your
designed
personal
around
island, dude. That's
Exactly,
sick.
a personal island.
They're just
That's
a small
amazing.
indie dev team, okay?
Look, that would be a future update that I would love to see. But for now, we'll stick with what we have.
That would be so freaking sick. Yeah.
I-
I also thought that, but I had to read closely.
The other thing that I think of for the small scale boss is maybe like just you fight it with your cannons are like auto, like you have someone auto shoot your cannons, put one of your NPCs on them, and then you just fight it normally. Maybe, I don't know, range or make it. I like our idea
Yeah.
better, but realistically, I don't know. Hopefully it's not just some like Dragon Slayer 2 fight where you're just like on a boat setting, but you're just like killing things normally. Right? It's got to be better than that.
Or maybe there's phases where it's like half PPM, like you're on that boat, but then you have to sail back to it or something. Who knows? They could do it in so many
Some
different ways.
Pirates.
They could do it in so many ways.
Yeah.
Yep.
I will say Wintertot and Temperos are considered bosses, so it could just be like a Volcano-esque skilling boss thing. I do hope there's some PVM in it, though. I think it would be really cool, and it'd probably sway some of the sailing haters over if there's a fun boss that they could get involved with and required, 78 Slayer or something, or 78 sailing. So we will see.
I don't know, man. I love Temperos, so if this is just Temperos 2 Electric Boogaloo, then I'm gonna have some words.
No. Your pet rate just went up. Oh no. No, hopefully not. And then after that was summer 26. In autumn 2026, we may get a new Barracuda trial and a sequel quest to, the sailing quest that they're releasing. So that would make it the 4th Barracuda trial. We'll see the replayability of these. I think they'll just be like cooler rooftops. Well, not really. They'll be like Sepulcher, so that'll be fun. And they're made by Mod Husky, who made Sepulcher. So if you haven't played them, your hopes should be pretty high. Pretty good content. And lastly, in late 2026, we will get a sea expansion. So they're already saying a year from sailing release, we're going to get a big time expansion. This could be a whole nother corner of the map released. We don't know. They don't know. But they have it on their calendars to do something big. And they also are releasing a raid next year. So
it's going to be a big year.
Late 2026.
It's going to be a big year. After
probably going to be like the raid is on the sea expansion, but not sailing at all.
This has been a relatively quiet year, right? Overall, updates wise.
Yeah,
they've been prepping.
Year?
Yeah, I would say so.
Well, Varlamore's
expansion,
freaking huge.
True. Yeah, Varlamore was,
but that was kind of last year.
That
too,
was also a bit last year.
Look at the dates.
It was kind of like the finishing off Varlamore, but they were also prepping for sailing. So the end of the year is gonna be heavy. The same next year too.
Mm-hmm.
Cool though. I can't wait, dude. Honestly, we've covered sailing a lot in previous pods, so if you want to hear other thoughts on like more detailed things, check those out.
Lastly, the mods who created sailing gave some quick advice, and to summarize, Elena said to make sure you're upgrading your boat when you level up, so don't just like level 20 levels and then check. Make sure you're checking frequently. Mains, decide if you want to spend money or make money. Kind of an obvious one, but very different play styles on release. And irons, you need to get your wood cutting up. Wood cutting, I think they've already announced like the logs and stuff. Go check it out. But start AFK in it because you're going to want access to those high-end logs.
You need 92.
For sailing.
92, I think, is max.
92? Okay, yeah. Husky said boat materials will be really expensive for mains. No surprise there. So you probably want to wait to upgrade your stuff to like the max, whatever, until the prices settle. And irons will need a high construction, farming, and crafting level. So you got 1 month. Irons, go out there and try to work on woodcutting, construction, farming, and crafting, and just make sure you're well balanced so you're not, in a bottleneck situation. So
do your seed weed runs.
Yep. All right. That about does it up for the game news, updates, clan shoutouts, all of that. We do have a chess room segment at the end, but before that, shall we get into early, mid, late, and end game?
The definitive opinion section.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll just provide some context. So in RuneScape, you go on any social media thread, and somebody calls their account late game, and everybody's like, "Well, you're actually not late game because of this, and you haven't done this." And some people call them early game, and they're like, "Holy crap, dude, you're 2,200 total, and you have a BOFA. You're not early game,
Yeah.
So that kind of was the reason for this discussion. And spoiler alert, there is no objective answer.
Yeah, there is.
But it's fun to hear everyone's
I've
opinion.
got
We're
the
gonna try to form one.
definitive objective answer, Hoyt.
Okay.
Unarguable.
So we'll start out with Heartless, and then I do also want to touch on like our most and least favorite part of each of these tiers. But we should first just set a base tone, and we can go ahead. Heartless, give it to us. What you got?
Okay, so I actually had a really good think about this, and I think I've summed it up for Iron Men specifically. For mains, I think the water is a lot muddier for many reasons, but I think specifically just because you can buy items. But for Iron Man, I think it's a lot more straightforward. And you could argue a couple things in here, but for the most part, I would say this is a fairly clean list. So I would say we're splitting it between early, mid, late, and end game, so 4 sections of the game. Typically, that's what people do. Sometimes people don't put end game in there, but I think it's worth having.
I think you have to.
I think you have to, or else like the sections get too big. So for Iron Men, this is irons, not necessarily mains. I think the early game is like the prepping for Slayer phase. So you're skilling and questing mostly. You're looking to get sort of a collection of items like Barrow's gloves, Fighter torso, Nezi helm, Dragon defender, Amulet of Glory, Black Mask, and like all the skills and quests that go along with these items. That would be my opinion for early game. Anything to add to that? Or do you want me to just keep ripping through and then we can pick it apart after?
I think just keep going because
Okay.
I agree with that.
I would say mid-game.
Yeah.
I may have missed a few things. Mid-game, I'd say, is you're skilling questing towards Song of the Elves, Monkey Madness 2, and Dragon Slayer 2 now. So getting all the skills required for that. This is when you start to get into PVM, so you'll do Barrows and then Moons. Those are really good things to do. You maybe will get a Fury. You might be working towards Zenites as you're leveling up Slayer. You'll definitely want to get Royal Titans done. And you'll definitely want to start going for Synapses through Tormented Demons. And then sort of the end of the mid game, I would say, is you're pushing for a Trident of the Seas, so 87 Slayer, because it's quite a task. You're looking for a Dragon Warhammer. And then the transition into the late game is getting the Bofa. Finishing that grind. I'd say that's the end of the mid game.
Okay.
I missed Huey Kodal.
So once you finish CG,
once you finish CG,
step into the
and that's when you step into
game.
the late game. That's my opinion. I missed Huey. I think Huey should be in there too because you probably want the wand. And then this
what do
is
you have to say about that one, Hoyt?
Yeah, Hoyt.
Huey lover.
Hoyt's a Huey lover. Then I'd say you're in the late game now, and now you're still kind of skilling and finishing out your quests. Working towards all quests plus Dragons Desert Treasure 2, because that's probably the hardest quest in the game and requirement-wise too. This is when you're still slaying, you're finishing your Zenites, you're going towards Cerberus, Araxor, and Hydra to get the upgrades there. So Slayer is still a big part of your life.
Like 90 plus Slayer.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like finishing off the Slayer, the important Slayer items. You're working, if you want to, you're sort of dipping into God Wars Dungeon if you would like to get Bandos, a BGS, and a Zami Spear. Those are common things. You want to finish your Zenites and the skilling involved with that. Maybe you get an Altar Ring from Desert Treasure 2. I think it's the only ring you really need. The rest of them are not that great. And then you're working, and then I'd say the end of the late game, there's quite a few things that you want to be doing, but I think you're doing Yama for Oathplate. And also these things come with like new mechanics. And then the hard boss, now you really start to get into the tough bosses after Yama, is Doom for the eye and the gloves, because I think those are essential for raiding. And then Quiver and Infernal Cape are sort of like other transitional pieces. You don't need to do them right away, but you can. I also missed that this is probably when you want to get into intro raids. You can do it any time in the late game, but like you've got both, you got a hammer, you maybe have a trident. Now you can kind of work on learning raids as well, so you can start to step into them and look for your prayer scrolls, because those are really key. Fang, Lightbearer, that kind of stuff. And then
you're saying you're raiding in the end game or in the late?
In the late game, you're starting to raid. You're like learning how to raid, and then in the end game is like everything else. Now you have the foundations for like all PVM. You have like the second best in slots or best in slots, that are easy to obtain, you can kind of work on everything, but it's mostly mega rares because they take a long time to get, and it's a lot of raiding in this stage. And then you're going for like Masori Ancestral, Magus Ring, DT2 items, Void Waker, Corp, finishing God Wars Dungeon, and then maybe at the end of this, you're looking into maybe Nex or Imbued Heart, grinding for pets and kits. That's kind of the end game for me. That would be how I would split it up roughly. It's easy for Iron Man, I think, because it's like gear based, and you'll automatically learn the skills as you progress through the bosses. But I think if we scope it out, I think why there's so much debate is because for mains, it's so complicated. You could get luckier than someone, and maybe, while you're learning a boss, you pull a bunch of items that are worth tons of money. You could have more friends, and maybe you get into raids quickly, and then you pull a T-bow, and all of a sudden you have all the items for the late game. So you can skip huge sections of skill, like where you learn the foundational RuneScape skills for PVM. And Iron Man can't really do that. You just have to do every boss, or at least these kind of core bosses to upgrade your stuff. So you will automatically progress your skills. Like you, Hoyt, you're like right in the thick of it. Like you're getting better because you're doing all these things. You're getting prepared for the end game encounters. Whereas mains can sometimes skip huge swaths of, bosses that will teach them skills that they'll need for later. So I think for this would be my rough draft of the four.
So
what would you?
I want to rewind. Tell us again in summary your early game, and then we're gonna go to Poplo's early game, and then mine.
Yeah, sounds good. I think my early game is prepping for Slayer, so all the skills and gear that you need for that. And I think this is for main too. Okay. So you're getting like the Nezi, the Torso, all the common things, the D-Sim, the Dragon Defender, the Glory, the Black Mask. You're trying to get your foundational items up.
And it ends when you're like, you can do Slayer all day.
Basically. I would say so, yeah.
Okay. Poplo, what is your early game and when does it end? Ideally.
Yeah, I'd kind of go with you, Heartless, on I think it is different for irons and mains. Although, like, everyone gets lumped into one category, right? It's not like when you're looking at an account, you're not like, oh, he's an Iron Man, so he's a early game. Or he's a main, so he's actually mid game, or whatever. I do agree. I think that you can definitely like catapult more with with mains, obviously, because you can get a bunch of other drops that aren't uniques, and you can sell them to buy gear upgrades. You don't have to go do your Zenites because you can just get your second Dex or whatever from a raid and go sell it and buy 2 Zenites. So, I mean, I think that's definitely the appeal of mains, but I would say like even for mains, it's going to be more gear based too, rather than I think you were saying it's more like experience or like skill based. Mm-hmm. I still think it's a little bit.
You think it's more gear based? So like end games, like when you have the mega rares style thing. Well, we'll get to it.
I would. So like for mains, I would say because there is such a like you can like catapult so much. I would say end game is probably when you got your first mega rare, whether you're doing like a rebuild or something. Mm-hmm. Like after you get your first mega rare, then it's like you start going into the end game. And I'm even gonna add I like to call it the hyper late game, which is like you've got all your gear, your max, you're just going for other things. Obviously that's where my account is at. I think I'm way past the end game. I'm in the hyper late game. Is what I like to call it.
When you're just going for pets. But yeah, let's
like
back
you're not really doing anything to progress your account other than trophies. True. Or like your own achievements.
Status symbols, your own.
Yeah, I would even say like Grandmaster combat achievements is probably either end or hyper. I'd say it's end game because it's still something you can complete.
End of the end. Wait, what about you? Would you add anything to early, or do you disagree with?
Well, real quick, I'll go through early real quick of what I think early is. I think early is like for irons, kind of like what you were saying. I like to think I've played my game enough that I'm mid game. So I think that I've got Barrow's gloves, stuff like that. I think when you're starting to go into like PVM, that's kind of when you're moving into the mid game. Like you've built up a good foundation, you've been doing your farming contracts, you've got your seeds, you're starting to make
you got your potions,
your own supplies and become like self-sustaining, and then like able to go and use those supplies to get gear upgrades, go kill moons, go do barrows. I would even say is maybe still early game because you can just all you need is 43 prayer and Iban's staff.
Fair.
You know?
Yeah.
But like you're starting to do
maybe it's that
go get your
those
Berserker
transitional
ring and...
those transitional pieces are really key on Iron Man. I think there's a certain number of grinds that you just can't realistically avoid. They're just so time efficient for the gear upgrades, like the Bofa. It's a long grind, but compared to the item that you get, it's just so important and it's so efficient that you kind of have to go for it.
Yeah.
All roads lead to the corrupted gauntlet, basically, when you're going early and mid game.
Yeah.
And
all right, so hold on. Where are you saying Bofa is?
I think Bofa is the end of the mid
game.
game. When you finish CG, I think you've now unlocked the late game. That's my opinion.
All right, we're a little all over the place.
Let's back it up. Let's go back to early, Hoyt.
So because
that's where
we're on early. I'll close out early, and then we'll go into mid because mid will get funky.
Mid
is funky,
because it's in the middle. Early to me, and I put the Hoyt and hot takes. All right, the HOT. I'm saying early game ends around 1550 total in Quest Cape.
What the
early?
Are you saying you're done early game when you're done Dragon Slayer 2? You're done Desert Treasure 2? That's an
Okay, DS2.
That's an insane
That's why I said
take.
Around. I think plus or minus like some Grandmaster quests. But around 1550 total, I feel like you're leaving early.
You heard it here first.
But you can't tell me your 1250 total who did whatever Grandmaster quest isn't early game. I'm like, brother, you got like 32 rune crafting. You're still early game. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think skilling has nothing to do with this outside of quests. I think it's all gear and PVM based. This is a PVM based.
Well, I think you're wrong.
Well, someone could max and they could still be like low PVM skills. That actually often happens. People will max their mains and they've only done barrows.
Yeah, no. I mean, look at
Hoyt. That's an insane take.
Has like one entry on bossing, but yeah,
he's like early game.
Oh, he's early game according to Hoyt, by the way. Number 1 skiller of all time.
No, he got Quest Cape.
Jesus Christ, he's mid game then, according to Hoyt. Link's Titan is mid game. You've heard it here.
No, I did not say that. That's slander. All right, so I think early ends around 1550 total and around
that is
you don't have to
crazy.
have the actual cape.
That's crazy.
Okay, but are you kind of assuming that like you're not really doing many like side grinds? Like, I mean, you got
right. I'm assuming efficient quest guide.
Yeah, like you're just training your account just to go for kind of quest cape style. Like you're not going and doing Berserker ring and moons and other stuff like that. You're just trying like not grinding those things. You're just trying to go for quest recs a little bit.
Yeah, moons is a tough one. There's a big side goal that you do have to do. And I think if you're going to fight Saren and stuff, you're probably going to want to go for Blue Moon. So I think you're going to wind up there. But originally when I picked this, I tried to pick like the least amount of words possible to summarize early game. It was like Quest Cape, which the Quest Cape requirements are 1551 total. So somewhere around that. I'm willing to give or take 10% of both of those numbers. So that's just my opinion. But a lot of people, they skip, they're freaking doing Tob and they have 115 quest points. I know you exist. I know you're good at the game. But to me, I'm talking about a well-built, well-rounded account that's going to last, some longevity, be playing the game for 5-10 years. So yeah, you have 3 different opinions on the early game. Obviously, it seems like Poplo and Heartless are a lot closer than Poplo and Hoyt or Heartless and Hoyt. But that's why
that's not surprising. That's okay.
All right, Hoyt. I cannot wait to see what you think the mid game is. Getting your Infernal Cape quiver.
Well, we can go in reverse order. I'll start with the mid game.
You go for it.
So the mid game, of course, starts around that quest cape. You've done a few Grandmaster quests.
All of them, one might say.
Mid game. You guys are gonna hate this one. I don't even want to
say it. Well, you're committed now.
Mid game ends at the diary
What
cape.
the fuck? Wait, what?
It does though. It does.
That's insane.
Go do Barbarian
That's
Assault.
an insane
Go do it
take.
for 3 nights. It's just a diary cape, bro. We all get one.
Okay, that's not as insane. I feel like,
and I put a total level next to it.
You're telling
which
me
is
you're 96.
the total level for a
You're telling me
diary
you're
cape.
96 magic when you finish the mid game.
I'm saying
It's
you're
not that
around
bad.
1935 total. No, I mean Magic's one of the fastest 99s. But if you want to be called late game, you got to be close to a diary cape.
You're telling me you're
eyes.
completed
And that's
Hydra
only-
by the time that you're done the mid game. Hydra's the mid game.
You don't have to complete.
You gotta
Hydra.
kill it.
That's killing and completed. Those are different.
Oh god.
And you kill it by boosting. With
yeah,
a
you can get
pie
a
plus-
wild pie.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's actually Thermes.
Hear the man
92
out.
Slayer.
I'm
Okay, keep going,
I'm
Hoyt.
with you, Hoyt.
But again,
Keep going.
I'm willing to move like 10% either way. So maybe you don't. Maybe you're close to diary cape, but you want to call yourself late game. Sure.
Okay,
that's fine.
also, let's put it this way, real quick. If, finishing the mid game is finishing CG for Heartless, how many hours you spend at CG, if you just spend those training skills or doing diaries, it's probably roughly the same
Yeah, but
to finish diary cape once you're
I think that this
to that point.
this whole thing is based on gear and skill, in my opinion. That's what I think this whole system is based on, and that's how I made my list.
See, I see it as like the account sheet.
Yeah, you see it as like someone
Yeah, you
who's
got two
someone who's
different
maxed is in the
approaches.
end game, whereas like that's not even necessarily true, in my opinion. Because I think the game.
Right, there's a lot of noobs with a max cape. I'm gonna be one of them.
And I'll tell you what, you'd
But-
ask every person who has a max cape that's barely done any PVM. All they want to do is get into PVM because that's the thick of the game, in my opinion.
Yeah,
So that's what I base mine on.
yeah. They just have different priorities
That's
or
fair.
something.
That's
yeah.
fair. Mine's very much an efficient style, like pipeline to the end game as far as Iron Man goes.
Some Ladlore chart.
No, it's better than Ladlore chart because mine's meant for actual human beings.
Oh man.
yeah, you have to get your 95
Uh,
rune crafting for Hoyt's.
Yeah, Hoyt, I think that's crazy. I would say like the big three.
Hell yeah,
the
brother.
big three going into end of the mid game for me are Bofa, Dragon Warhammer, or I guess BGS would be fine too, and then Trident. But Trident's a little bit maybe old tech, but I still think it's worth getting. So like higher Slayer levels. But yeah, for Hoyt, it's getting the achievement diary cape. So you better get on your Gardens of the Rift because you need.
Wait, did you have more Hoyt on your mid
That's
game?
not part of the diary. No, that was my mid game. Is because the diary cape is so many things. It's a well-rounded account.
skilling wise?
Like that, I think that's the true max cape. I will totally agree. The max cape is stupid. Just doing agility and smithing. I hear you. But the diary cape, it bumps everything down. I'll agree. Rune crafting is a ridiculous outlier. But if you take out, 10% of the skills here or there, I think that builds a nice account where you can say, hey, I'm no longer mid game. That's kind of how I did it. Poplo, what's your mid game? Start and end.
Ah, man, that's hard. I think that I'm gonna, not like we're taking sides here,
Hey, he's on my
but
side.
I will say,
Oh.
but I will say, I think for irons, like finishing CG is kind of end
Yeah.
of mid game. I would even say like when you have one of your enhanced or something like that's, you can start using Bofa. Like that's your late game. Like
transition.
think-
Yeah.
yeah, like that's definitely like a transition. I think that a lot of like if you want to get to the late game, I think that you need the stuff from CG or
Let me
have skipped.
devil's advocate here, and then I'll get back to Poplo.
Go
But
for it.
we have a friend of the podcast, Cameron Owezu, just completed CG at 139 or something.
Mhm.
And if he joined Discord and said, "Yeah, my late game iron," would you not give him some flack and say, "Bro,
No, he's
not
he's
late
getting
game.
into it because now he has the foundations. Maybe he still needs a couple items. Like he's at the end of the mid game. He's transitioning into the late game. I think there's big transition points because Iron Man is so complicated in that you might
Mhm.
have you might get super lucky and pull an early Bofa or pull an early Dragon Warhammer or maybe even pull an early Mega Rare, but your account can still be a little behind. But I think you need the bulk of these items and the skills that come along with doing the bosses before moving on to the next section. And I think most irons follow a rough thing. Obviously, I think I'm a PVM pilled Iron Man who doesn't like skilling, and you're a skiller who, and I think fundamentally we're gonna disagree on things.
That's a derogatory term.
Yeah, you filthy. Sorry, let me say, you filthy
skiller's a slur.
Filthy fucking skiller. Get out of my mid game, end game talk.
Oh my!
Wow! After he called you handsome and attractive at the beginning of the podcast,
he comes out.
Keep in mind, this is a guy who maxed this week.
Yeah, I'm maxed, but I'm not. I'm no skiller.
You're one of us
That's
now.
true.
Bud.
I'm actually. It's actually just
cape.
denial.
You can see in real time how a max cape corrupts somebody.
It's true.
Just turns them into just such
Okay, well, I can't wait to see what Hoyt thinks the late game is then. Hoyt, is there any...
Well, I did... I cut off Poplo for the mid-game. I don't know if you wanted to add some more. You said finish CG was really important.
I'm scared to add more now. No, that's a good point, though, about, like, if someone comes into a raid and they just have a Bofa and like nothing else, because I'm gonna say that like raiding is like starting the late game.
I agree with you.
And if someone comes in with 70 Herblore and they've got a Trident and no gear and they've got a Bofa and maybe they have a Warhammer, maybe not, I wouldn't say that they're a late game iron. So I think that the line is very blurred.
It is blurred.
I still think, like, okay, if you say...
You gotta learn in something, though. Like, I learned in a D-Sim and a flippin' Rune Crossbow. Like, you do have to dip your toes in at some point.
Okay, sure, but I would say that your experience makes up for a lot of, like, the gear locked stuff. Like, in the same way that, like, a main could get a big drop and catapult their account, like, that could still happen with irons, too. And that doesn't mean that they're like late game or that they're have all the experience, but I would say that like the transition, like what you were saying, is greater then, because you need to have those foundations. I would say that you're starting the late game. I don't think that you're like in the late game, like in the thick of it, until you have all the base gear needed for raiding. You've got 90 combats. Like, you can start doing things somewhat efficiently.
I agree
with
you. You could break down each of these sections into, like, I'm in the late game now, but what should I do first? It doesn't mean that you're automatically going for the Eye of Ayek and going for Oathplate. You probably should go and get Prayer Scrolls. You probably should learn Zulrah and get a couple drops. You probably should get your high-level Slayer drops before you start doing... There's definitely breakdowns within each section.
Yeah.
And for mains, it's way more complicated.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, but for Hoyt's example, I would say that's not a late game iron until you've got all the bases for raiding. Like, if he's got everything else on kind of that intro to raid list for the iron that for Cam's iron, then like that would be a late game in my mind.
Yeah.
Interesting. So someone with like 15k C at each raid is like, and all the gear you need to start raiding, right? The We Do Raid starter pack.
Yep.
That's like late game.
Getting
to you guys?
into it. Yeah, you're starting to dip your
started
toes.
The late game.
Yeah.
Okay.
The late and end game the late game is long. Like, I think that's where you're getting to
that's like still mid game.
Really?
Like, until you get pretty buckled into raids, then I'll say you're late game. Late game to me just seems like a Chad.
Well,
you know?
I think if it's
your average Joe with a tent whip at the Chambers Bank of fucking late game.
I think he's dipping his toes in. I mean, you gotta start somewhere,
That's why he's
and
in
it's
the middle.
a long grind. The late game's a long grind to get into the end game, I would say. Whether you're either an
this
iron
game
or
is
main.
long. That's why it's
anything else. So you think raiding is dipping your toes is mid game? Okay,
yes.
I mean, I could agree that it's transitional.
It's such a marathon.
It's transitional. It's at the end of the mid game. You're dipping your toes into the late game. Well, anything else you have in the mid game, Hoyt? Now that you're on it, any 99s?
No, I'm ready to. Okay. I'm ready to move on. If you
let's
guys
go
late game.
Let's do it.
All right, Poplo, you haven't started one out yet, so why don't you start us out? When does late game start and end?
Okay, like I said, late game starts when you have all the bases for raiding. You're starting to get into, I think late, like you can start picking up your like actual best in slot items during the late game. I think you're starting to grind your DT2 rings in the late game. I think that you're getting a couple, maybe you get an Avernic. You've got a couple things that are getting into the late game. But, and I would say for irons, oh, that makes it hard. Because I said end game for mains is like you are doing like a mega rare rebuild.
It might be more than
maybe,
that, right?
But I would say for irons, I don't know if you need a mega rare.
I don't think
maybe
you
like
do.
your first.
I don't think you do.
That sounds like it makes it the same to have your mega rare be the same for end game irons. I'd say like once you kind of get max gear in one style, or like a combo of the styles, maybe, then you're like end game. So maybe you have full Missouri and you pulled the Shadow or something, but you're still, using Bofa. Like maybe you have one mega rare, and like a max armor set of some type is like the start of the end game. Is kind of what I would say. And yeah, it's long. The late game is long. So.
Oh yeah.
All right, Hoyt.
And I would also say end of late game, like master combat achievements.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Hoyt, what do you think? I'm curious.
I know you are. That's the problem. He's ready to pounce.
I am ready.
All right. So the mid game reminder, it ended at Diary Cape in about 1950 total ish, give or take 10%. Unreasonable, not really, but late game starts at that point and it ends with 4 check marks: Infernal Cape, Quiver, 1 mega rare, and around 2100 total. I wanted to say max cape, but I'm not going to do it to you. I'll say 2100.
I'd say that's the most
This is a
Quiver.
less of a hot take. I actually agree with that mostly.
Yeah.
Just 1 mega rare, so that you can efficiently do a bunch of the PVM.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I don't have one, but I got all 3 in Gridmaster.
1 KC, by the way.
Yeah, 2100 total. I did have. I'll admit, it said 2200 total, and I deleted it while Poplo was talking. I changed it, but
You let me
that's
sway
it. What about you?
I mostly agree with that. I think for me, this is the point where you have the easy to get foundational items for raids. You're dipping your toes in, and on the side, you're working on the easier to get best in slot items. So a Raxor for the necklace upgrade, altar ring, Zolver for the blowpipe, Cerberus for the boots, Hydra for the lance. These are the sort of the easier to get solo items that are going to be best in slot at a lot of places. And then on the side, you're sort of working towards learning raids. And then I think it ends when you're done Oathplate. You're done Quiver and Infernal Cape. These are all like the transition parts where you're like transitioning into the end. And then you're done Doom. Because I think Doom, I think the Eye of Ayak and the gloves, for me, it's almost trolling to raid now without them because the Bofa and the Eye of Ayak are so close to their mega rare counterparts. I mean, they're obviously not the same. Like, the mega rares are better, but they do a pretty damn good job for the amount of hours you have to put in to get them to bridge the gap. It's not like you're going blowpipe and trident to mega rare. Like, T-Bow's obviously the best weapon in the game. Bofa does a pretty good job. It's never going to be as good at any place as the T-Bow's is good at. But you're not going to feel bad for using it. It's going to feel reasonably efficient, and you can get through a lot of raids with it, no problem. Same goes for the Eye. I think the Eye's crazy. I think it's even closer to the Shadow than the Bow is to the T-Bow. And I think it's like required for you to be grinding these bosses now. These mega rares. I think you really, really want the Eye to go for the Shadow, and I think you really want it to go for the Twisted Bow, because the Twisted Bow is a disgustingly long grind. And then I think Tob going for the Scythe is less important. obviously you could like go to a scythe rush if you're like Bodhi or something, but he's got the skills to do that. So I think that's more of like a personal choice. But I think if you're more of an average an average player, the scythe is going to be one of the later. You chip away at it rather than grinding for it, because pretty much
He also has the people who will take him. We don't all have.
yeah, he has.
You guys would probably not be taking Hoyt.
Yeah, he's got like
dude,
he's just got
stop
goat trios at all times. He's got like some of the best players ever to take him along. So
in the world,
and he can just do as many as he wants. So that's a little bit of a different case. Streamers and people who like know the game really well. You know, your best friend makes an iron and he has grandmasters. Like his pipeline to the end is probably going to be a little different. But for the general player, I'd say you want to get those items.
So I do want to throw in a wrench here. I want to add in a final step after endgame. I'm gonna call the retirement homes. There's a couple different retirement homes, but like Poplo's and the retirement home for pet hunting, right? That's like the giga late. What did you call it? The hyper late.
Hyper end.
The fifth stage of the.
So I'm gonna call that retirement. So that's like off this list, right? So we just did late. We still have end game, which is before retirement home, but you're also more progressed. So I'll go ahead and start off. I say the end game stops when you have Zuckhelm, full best in slot, etc. Once you like are out of items to get that matter, now you're looking at collection logging, you're looking at pet hunting, you're looking at 200 mil all if you're autistic, things like that. If you're like me, so I don't know. You guys, we agree with that. What else about endgame? What am I missing? A BA is a retirement home.
You're definitely right. Adding a fifth category really helps this. I agree with you. The end game is everything else that we haven't mentioned. Finishing off your mega rares. If you're a main, it's going for all the items, like all the best in slots with making money. Basically, it's a money grinding simulator. Going for kits.
Dust.
Yeah, for irons, this is where you'll find necks and imbued heart grinds. Things that take an extremely long time. Finishing up your raid clogs, like working on your mega rares. And then
eternal glory.
Yeah, I think that's retirement home level. Yeah. That's like basically clogging.
It's very retirement.
Retirement home is when you've got either on a main or an iron all the PVM items you need to do this stuff efficiently. You know how to do everything. You've probably done Grandmasters, and now you're just looking for excuses to play. Basically, you're looking for excuses not to start an Ultimate Iron Man at this point.
Or dirty GIM,
or an iron if you're a main. This is
the worst.
I think this section, the end game, is often when mains will be like, well, shit, I got, money will come quickly. You'll get to a point where you get you eventually pull the trigger on a mega rare rebuild, and like very quickly you can find yourself, if you know how to do a lot of content, you can find yourself up to 2 bill real quick, 2.5, 3 bill, maybe you have 2 mega rares, and then it's a slog to get the rest of the items. Like you're gonna make something like 12 bill now to get all the best items in the game.
Something like
Unless
that,
you love raiding, it can get old pretty quickly. And I find this is when mains are like, you know what? I think I'm good. I'm going to tap out. I'm going to make an Iron Man. It often happens.
Yeah, I'm going to go play Valorant.
I'm going to go play Valorant. I'm going to play Marvel Rivals. We're too old for those games now.
Yeah.
But yeah.
We start a Minecraft.
This is when people start tapping out, I think. Unless you're true.
Respectably
so.
Yeah,
you have to be truly autistic to make it to the retirement home, I think, on any account.
But now I think they'll just run it back and make a new iron, because at this point they've played for so long, they've missed like what the new meta is. They were doing the 2019 meta.
Are you talking about like our boy Sabe style, like running it back on the main iron? I think that's wild, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't think you've.
But hey, if you're burnt out, who cares?
This is when
whatever.
Irons make gimps or they make hardcores. And
I do a UIM, but I wouldn't either, because I know I don't have like that time. It
just takes too much mental planning.
That just sounds terrible.
Yeah, dude. The best part of Iron Man is collecting stuff, in my opinion, and keeping it all. So, anyways,
UIM is more of like a math problem the whole time.
Glad to see we ultimately agree in late and end, but early and mid is controversial, but that's okay. Poplo, did you have anything to add to this sort of endgame section?
I would say that kind of what I would say as like starting the end game. I think that's something happens to a player when they like you guys mentioned getting Infernal Cape and Quiver. I think those are just such learning experiences. You learn so much about the game. If I think about like my account progression, I feel like I did a lot of stuff before I got my Infernal Cape, and then I got my Infernal Cape right before Nightmare came out actually. And I feel like that was kind of the point in my account where I'm like, okay, I am like good at this. And like I know how this game works. And now I can start doing things more efficiently. I want to go get all the best gear, like stuff like that is kind of when I would say late game ends, end game is beginning. I had Tebow at that point. It's like maybe that's a little bit more of where like the experience part plays in. Because I would say there's a lot of late game, maybe like the people who got catapulted as mains, they got an early Tebow and stuff. They have all the gear that they need, but they're not like good at. They still got their fire cape. They're still not good at the game. I would be fine saying that they're still like late game until you start to learn kind of the deeper parts of the game and like how it all works. You've gone and you've done the grinds. I think late game for me mostly is just like the grinds aren't necessarily hard. Hydra isn't necessarily a hard boss. Araxor isn't necessarily a hard boss, but like you have to do them for so long that you're grinding more. You're grinding more gear and
better.
Other items out. And then once you've kind of got all those things done, Desert Treasure 2 and stuff like that, then, okay, now you're in the end game. Because you've put the time in, you know the mechanics of things, how they work. You're more like, you can see the game at like a deeper level, I guess. And maybe that's just elitist, me talking. But
I would say
that's when you're stepping into the end game.
You could almost refer to it as this is when you're comfortable enough with content that you can teach other people how to do it.
Yeah. You start
Which
teaching.
is not elitist. It's just you're at a level of gameplay and knowledge, and gear usually comes along with that, where you can teach people. You understand things enough that you can do basically anything or learn anything pretty quickly if you haven't finished.
And it largely comes because you have put the time in, and you have spent so much time interacting with this game and wanting to like learn how it works deeper.
And Quiver and Infernal Cape force you to learn deeper.
Exactly.
Unlike any other boss.
Exactly. You can grind out thousands of Araxor and still not learn how it works as well as going and doing your Infernal Cape and Quiver.
Hey, you keep him out of this. He gave us the noxious.
Yeah, Araxor's our boy. Don't you come after him?
Hey, he's great. I love Araxor.
I
liked grinding it. It was a great boss.
Yeah, you're right though. He's fun to grind because it doesn't take much brain.
But
I would say you can do that, but then you can have spec transfer alts outside, and you can do other stuff that would be end game.
I think it's a good point because even Oath, like Yama and Doom, you can, like, you do have to learn how to do them, but you could mage Yama and you could tap out at wave 7 on Doom and never really learn the more challenging parts of those bosses. Even on Iron Man, you could do that. So yeah, Quiver and Infernal Cape are like really the big pieces, aren't they?
Yeah, I would put those in the same type of grind as the other late game stuff.
Yeah, I think that's fair. And then Max Cape, of course, if you're Hoyt. I had a feeling you were going to throw Max Cape in there.
I didn't.
Skilling is like, some people are maxed by the time, they don't even have any gear.
There's a lot of max fire capers out there, and there's a portion of the player base.
Yeah, that has to
be. See, I would say that by that time, like, if you've got all the gear and, like, you're moving into the end game, like, you've probably, if you don't have your max cape, you've probably just made a conscious decision that you're not going to max yet, and you would rather just go in PVM. And I don't think that takes away from it. I think you're still learning. Like, people can, it's the same thing as...
There's also people with, like, 1,300 clogs that don't have an Infernal Cape.
Yeah, totally.
Like,
and it's just like what
I mean, look at Alkin was... When did he get
number one bass, dude?
Was it Alkin?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's obviously
near 200 mil
exceptions to this overarching rule.
Always are, yeah.
Except for Heartless.
Also, I just want to say, like, you can't call yourself endgame if you're like, wait, where do I make a Wrath rune? Like, there's a certain level of game knowledge that comes
I don't
with.
know how to
like,
make a wrath rune.
I'm not
Guys,
gonna say maxing,
I don't know how to
where
make
do
a
you
wrath
make the
rune.
wrath runes, guys? I don't know.
200
Where do you make a
Please
wrath
tell me.
rune, Hoyt? I had never made one.
Fucking myth skill, you degenerate piece.
I didn't know that.
What's wrong?
Is there a
with
wrath
you?
never-
talisman or
Alright,
I've
something?
never
Neither of you are in
Oh my
game.
God.
ever
Poplo,
Mid-game,
you're out of
by the way.
oblivion. Oh my
Oh,
god. What a way to end it.
I'm still mid game.
You guys are funny. But no, there's just a little bit of game knowledge. I think if you're gonna have the respect of like this end game title or whatever, I'll let the Wrath Rune pass. That's 95 RC. There's no reason to make them. But
That's a headlord right there talking.
That's your homework.
That's
for
what
the
he.
night.
That's
I
what
was
he's gonna be
make a
for
wrath
Christmas,
rune.
for Halloween. Is Ladlord.
Oh man. All right. Is there anything else you guys want to add before our chest room?
No, this is a good discussion. Thanks for the heat, Hoyt.
There you go, guys. That was
Yeah, that was
your
good.
definitive, objective takes on exactly what is early, mid, late, in game or retirement home. So, drop your username in the comments, and we'll let you know which one you fall in if you'd like that.
Oh boy,
Oh my God, Hoyt. Okay,
we're doing account
Let's
ratings
go.
now. Huh?
You're signing up for a roast, though. I'm gonna let you know. All right, we will be right back with a very fun chest room. And spoiler alerts, I have a game for these two gentlemen.
Ooh.
We'll see you on the other
See ya.
side. Welcome to the chest room. This is a segment we do almost every episode. Sorry for last week. We were running short on time, but we are charging it up for a really great segment today. I've got a game. You guys know I like games. One of these days I'll switch it up, but I'm still going strong with these. This is for Heartless and Poplo. They're going to battle it out over 10 questions, and I've got some tiebreakers in case neither of them are right, or we have a tie. So, this game, gentlemen, is called Which is More Common? So,
Okay.
the wiki has a new thing with the WikiSync plugin. You can go to collection log, sort by slot, and I'll tell you the percentage of the population with this item on their log.
Damn, that's cool.
So I do want to
That's
tell
really
you,
cool.
off the bat,
Oh, on the collection
Yeah.
log.
so just like leagues, how it
Okay.
sorts by completion, it does that for collection log. So the first one is like Mark of Grace. The last one is like third age pick. So it's in like that order. So I do want to frame this for
Mark
you
of
guys.
Grace is most common. Is that what you're saying?
Right. Yep.
Oh. Interesting.
So I do want to preface this. This is for a log slot completion. So if you have 3 T-bows, it's going to count the same as someone with 1 T-bow, right? Because it's a log slot. Is it
Okay,
active
so
or
it's
inactive?
log. It's not the number that have come into the game.
Gotcha.
It's not the number in the game. It's just if this is checked off in your...
Okay, and is
Collection log.
WikiSync
On your
turned on
collection log.
automatically
Okay.
on accounts or no?
It is not. So this is for a player base who knows enough to download WikiSync.
Okay.
So you're also... There's a different pool of players. They're a little more experienced,
Okay.
you know.
Good to know. This
So
is
they know
this
how
is
to use
awesome, Hoyt.
the
I've never
thing
heard
like
about
that.
this. Good
Yeah, it's really
cooking.
cool. Good way to plan your
He's been-
fashion scape with like the rare items
he's-
you got. It'll show you what you have and highlight them and
He's
stuff.
been in the
So,
lab for this one.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go off of
Ooh,
whether I
okay.
have it or not.
So if you pulled this up, go ahead and exit out.
I have not. I have
No
not pulled
cheating
it. I've
allowed
not
here.
pulled it up.
no,
All right. I trust you guys. So I'm going to ask you. I'm going to list 2 items. Both of you are going to select what you think is the most common. Okay, not the most rare, the most common. What do more people have?
Okay.
So
Okay.
I started these out from easy to medium to hard to extreme. So the easy section here is like greater than 10% difference, and then it goes to 5%.
So it's not
then
going to
less
be
than 5,
their
less than
virginity
1.
versus their
So-
hairline. This has
Whoa.
to be an in-game
Right.
item. Okay.
Hairline is definitely least common.
All right, I am thinking of a number 1 through 10. I'm going to count down from 3, and you guys will say what you think it is, okay? 3, 2,
4.
1, guess.
4.
What the fuck? You both
It's
just
okay.
said
I'll
four?
go with 5. It's fine. I'll change.
All right. Okay, it was 7.
Oh, easy win.
Heartless, do you want to go
I
first
think
or
I'll go
second?
first.
Okay. Heartless goes first. Poplo, you're going to answer the same question right after him. Which is more common, Heartless? A burnt page from Wintertot or a moleskin?
I'm in the
question.
I'm in the tank. It's burnt page.
Okay. Poplo, what do you think? Burnt page or moleskin? What's more common?
So what happens if I guess the same thing?
Neither of you get a point.
Or we both get a point.
Or you both get a point. Also, you both get a point.
Doesn't matter. I also think burnt page.
Okay.
I think everyone who's got a moleskin has probably gone done burnt
This was
page.
the easiest question. You both get a point. Well done.
Yippee.
It was burnt page at 74%. Moleskin at 55%. It's a big difference there. All right.
Phew, good thing we didn't blow that one. Heartless. That would have been a little embarrassing, huh?
Okay, up next we have Poplo. You're up first. Void Knight top or black pickaxe? Which one's more common? Void Knight top or black pickaxe?
Black pickaxe.
Okay, Heartless, what do you think?
Those are from clues, I think.
Don't help them. Void Knight top. Black pick.
Black pick. How common is it from clues? Let's go with Void Knight top. Let's switch it up.
All right, Heartless is correct. Void Knight top is 47%.
Yeah, I think there's people who just don't
Black
touch
pickaxe
clues.
is 34.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Black pickaxe is actually rare, and make sure you guys save them if you get them because their weight is really, really low. So if you're doing any skilling that requires running and mining, like Dayalt, or not Dayalt,
Like soul runes or blood runes?
No, there's very few uses.
Soul or blood runes, you use a black pick
way.
when you do soul or blood runes because the type of pick doesn't matter.
But don't you want the...
It doesn't matter.
But you want the D pick
No, you
spec.
don't. It doesn't even affect it. It doesn't change it.
doesn't.
It doesn't change it
change
for those two.
those.
Those two pillars.
That is what I was thinking of. So okay, good shout. All right, so
You're telling me 50% of people
Dude,
almost
I
have
can
Void
believe
Knight
it because
top?
some people don't even touch
47%.
clues, but you gotta kind of get the elite the void to do some PVM.
and then normies, they all remember pest control from 2006.
Normies love
right?
pest control.
That was the meta.
That's true.
Come on, Poplo, you're a
That's true.
normie. You should know this.
All right. So Heartless leads with 2 versus Poplo 1, and I believe we're back to Heartless first for this next one. Heartless, what is more common, a dragon axe or a Zenite shard on the collection log?
That's tough.
Dragon axe or Zenite shard?
I think it's dragon axe.
Poplo?
I also think Dragon Axe.
All right, you both get a point. Dragon axe is 34%. Zenite shard is 23%.
They're close.
Heartless is up 1.
That is close.
That was very close. All right. Medium tier.
Oh, good. Oh, God. That was
We
the easy
are
tier.
to
Oh, we're
Poplo.
cooked here, Poplo.
That was
no.
easy tier. Yeah. Oh, they
We're
get
cooked.
hard. And I tried not to make it just a coin flip. I tried to like pick items where you would be able to think intuitively, but sometimes it's hard to avoid. So,
Sure.
Medium
Sure.
tier, these are less than 5% apart, so they're going to be tough. Poplo, Crystal Armor Seed or Brine Saber? Which is more common, Crystal Armor Seed or Brine Saber? Master clue item.
I'm going Armor Seed.
Okay.
I agree.
Heartless?
Armor seed.
Damn. All right, you're both right.
All right. It doesn't feel as good when we both get a point.
All right.
Now the meta is for me to just pick the
Heartless?
same thing as Poplo, and then I'll never lose points. Oh, meta, he's figuring it out. No, it's all good. It's
But
my
if I-
turn. Yeah.
Yeah, but if I pick, I gotta pick the
There's still
opposite of
gameplay
you,
to be
or I'm
had.
never gonna gain points.
Like, give it to me, Hoyt. I'm
Let's
ready.
see. All right, Infernal Cape or Basilisk Head?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Basilisk Head. That means it's coming from Basilisk Knights, which you have to unlock. Which Iron Men tend to do. I think it's Basilisk Head, but it's going to be close.
Poplo?
I think it is close. Well,
The
obviously it's close.
5%
This
tier,
is
yeah.
how the game works. Infernal Cape or Basilisk Head? There's just normal basilisks, right? I'm gonna go with Basilisk Head.
Yeah, you're both right.
Damn.
Yeah. I shouldn't have given you guys an
Whew.
easy medium tier. Good. I'm really glad you didn't say Infernal Cape to like just to be a contrarian with him, because then you would have been 2 behind. So good
I know.
choice.
Well, you gotta think there's a lot of people who have got Infernal Capes over the years, or
Yeah,
whether
Mhm.
legally or illegally.
that one's kind of
So.
yeah, it's easy, but all right, it's a medium tier for a reason. Lastly, I believe we're back to you, Poplo. We have Bandos Tacits or Pharaoh's Scepter. Which one's more common?
Mm,
On the collection log.
that's a tough one too. Yeah, on the collection log. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go Pharaoh's Scepter.
Okay, Heartless.
Oh, this is tough.
That is a tough
This is
one.
tough because I feel like a lot of people just pickpocket for thieving, normies. So they may never go out of their way to get it. But then also, it's reasonably rare to get a tacit drop. Yeah, I think Scepter will shave it.
All right, you're both right again. This is not a very fun game. No,
It is fun. I'm enjoying myself.
I'm just
it is.
waiting for
This
you
is
guys to
great. This
mess
is fun.
up now.
It's hard.
And speaking of, we're at the hard tier.
We're gonna.
Here we go. This
you
is where
will.
it's
It's
gonna be
fine.
tough.
All right, so we are back to Heartless, the
Okay.
Garazi Rapier, or Silver
God.
Locks.
More common. Fuck me.
Ooh.
Which is more
Mm.
common?
I think
Mhm.
the rapier is more common.
Poplo? Garazi Rapier?
Silver
or Silver
Locks.
Locks?
Huh.
Is there more cloggers than toppers? That's the question. Maybe. There might be.
Shoot, I think I am also gonna say Rapier.
Damn it, Poplo. You're both wrong.
No!
No.
What?
This is your
I'm a
chance.
little surprised.
2.6%
Me too.
Garazi Rapier, 6% Silver Locks.
Holy smokes.
Oh,
Okay,
it's
we're
a
in
lot
the
lower
we're in
than-
the, we're in
Mm.
the tiny percentages now.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
okay.
This one, so no one gets a point. Heartless is up 6-5. And we are back to Poplo, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Poplo, Tumakin Shadow
Okay.
or
Oh,
Dragon
God.
Hunter
Oh, boy.
Wand? Shadow or Dragon Hunter Wand? Which one's
Oh boy.
more common?
I just. Oh man. There's a lot of people that do Toa. I'm going with Shadow.
Okay. Heartless, Tumakin Shadow or Dragon Hunter Wand? What's more common?
Dude,
Poplo says
this
Shadow.
one's tough because the shadow is obviously a mega rare, but way more people do Toa than Huey. That's a lot of flipping. But they changed the wand recently, but no one even kills that boss because it sucks.
You can hear him
This
thinking.
isn't- yeah, I'm thinking about this one. I think if the changes were already in, it would be an easy wand. But for the meta here, I'm gonna think that it's Toa. It's also been out longer.
Damn. You're both right. Shadow is at 4%. Dragon Hunter
Mm.
Wand is at 1.3%.
Dude, no one has the
Wow.
wand. That's insane.
Also, Huey came out way after Toa. So that
Yeah, that was
skews.
my main reason.
That's
that I
another.
didn't
That's
wanna
another
say.
thing. Yeah, for
But
sure.
I liked that one though. All right. Well, we're gonna go through I'm just gonna power through all these extreme ones then. Hope you guys are ready. This is
Okay.
where it gets to the coin flips.
Wait, are we? Did we do 10 already?
No, not yet.
Okay.
I'll let you know. I think we have 2 more to be
Okay.
10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 2 more. All right, so we'll go to
Okay.
10.
Okay, so now we're to the extremes.
Yeah,
Extremes.
going to 10.
What's the
Okay.
difference now? Are we like within
Less
a
than
percentage?
1% difference.
Oh Christ!
Oh,
This is where
Alright.
it gets fun.
oh gosh.
We have the Infernal Cape. Again, I didn't mean for there to be repeats, but there was. So Infernal Cape or Master Wand. Which one is more common?
Who's first?
up? Who said Shadow? Poplo did. I think Heartless, you're up.
I said Shadow. Heartless is up.
Infernal
Okay.
versus Master Wand.
Okay, I think it's Infernal Cape.
Poplo?
I feel like
Master One's been out for a long time though.
Master Wand. Well, yeah, but so is Infernal Cape.
It's true. It's true.
I mean, Collection Log
Don't
came out
listen to
after
him.
both of those.
Don't let him get in your head.
I know, but we got one more question after this?
Yep.
Or two more. See, I feel like I gotta go opposite because I gotta get a point back on him. I'm gonna go Master Wand.
Oh, he's done for.
He's done. It is the Infernal Cape.
No.
7.1%.
I had
I feel like
to. I had
the only
to.
people who go for
6.3.
Master Ones have a Mega Rare
Kodai.
Kodai, right? So
Or
that was
Iron
my
Man,
reasoning.
but yeah.
Or Iron Man.
Or
Iron's
Iron.
really
Old.
good
Also,
on
they're
it.
within 1%. So
True. It's not like you threw.
I could have been way off.
Yeah, respect.
All right, I like this one for last. The 10th question. We have. Who's up first now? Poplo, back to you, right?
It's me.
All right, Poplo,
Yeah.
which is more common, the twisted bow or
No, fuck.
Irby, the pet? Irby.
Oh,
Oh, you sucker. I'm saying Irby. I think a lot of people get that on the way to 99.
damn, dude. I think it's Tebow.
Heartless is right. Heartless only got one wrong, I think.
Poetic justice.
9-2.
That's crazy. I just feel like more people do Chambers, so you're more likely to see Tebow's than do Herbie to 99.
I missed the score. I think it was
Or-
9-7 or 9-6. one of the-
What was the difference in those two, Hoyt? Was it close?
So Irby is 2.6%. Tebow is 3.1. So 0.5.
oh, it's a half percentage. That's
Wow.
really tight.
You guys want to do these 3 bonus questions?
Yeah, let's do it. It's fun.
Sure.
All right. Back to Heartless, Skeletal Visage, or Ghoul Champion Scroll.
Oh
Which
my
one?
god.
Oh,
Skeletal
It's-
Visage or Ghoul Champion? Which is more common?
Visage is 1 in 5K. They're both 1 in 5K, aren't they? I think it's got to be the Ghoul. The Ghoul Champion Scroll.
Okay. He thinks that's more common. Poplo, what do you think?
But that's only for freaks who do that, though. No offense. Who go
Visage. There's so many people who grind
True.
Vortex.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And only, I think there's a very, very small amount of people who have a champion's cape.
Yeah, you're
So-
probably right. And that's one of the last ones, and it's not AFK. You actively have to go for it. Yeah, you're probably right.
So you're
Wait, the ghouls? No, that's AFK.
Yeah, but you don't do it like you won't pull it randomly at a place. You have to kill ghouls.
Right, you have
There's
to
no
be going
reason to
for
kill
it.
ghouls except the champion scroll. All right, let
We're
us
gonna
know.
say all
Hoyt.
this and then I'm wrong.
so Heartless doesn't miss the Ghoul Champion Scroll.
Of course.
Damn, dude.
2%
Of course.
for the Ghoul Champion Scroll, 1.5% for Skeletal Visage.
I had talked myself out of it as well with Poplo. God
Dang.
damn.
Yeah, you
Champion
did.
Scroll. All right. 2 more. We have back to Heartless. No, Poplo, right?
No,
Poplo,
it's
yeah.
me.
Okay. Poplo, what's more common? Inquisitor's Mace
Oh,
or
no.
Dragon Metal Slice from Adamant Dragons?
No, oh my god.
This is terrible.
Dragon Metal Slice or Inquisitor's Mace? What's more common?
Can I phone a friend?
Yeah, you gonna phone me?
Yeah, Heartless, what would you say?
I think I know what I'd say.
I think I'm gonna go
What's more common?
jeez, man, I don't know. Let's go Inquisitor's Mace. We're going big.
Heartless?
Okay, only absolute psychopaths do Adamant Dragon. That, and it's 1 in 5K. And if you've ever killed an Adamant Dragon, it's one of the worst experiences in the game. It has to
It's
be
awful.
the mace.
Yep.
The
You're
mace
both right.
is more common.
Inquisitor's Mace,
Oh.
0.5. Metal Slice is 0.3.
Psychos.
All right, the
Dang.
final
I have to-
question. I love this one. This one really gets you thinking. Which is more common? Pet Penance Queen
Oh no.
or Victor's Cape 500 from Elements?
Oh no.
Oh.
So which one have more people
Oh.
done? 500 LMS or the Pet Penance Queen?
We gotta
Okay,
be.
so 500 is not the
I think
highest cape, right?
it is.
I think-
Pretty sure it is.
I think
Or it is.
Victor's Cape is one of the least common items in the entire game. So I
1,000
think-
exists. No, you're right. It's not the highest, but this is for
There's
500.
1,000 one.
Yeah, there's one for 1,000.
Oh, this is the 500 cape. Yeah, I think
Oh, I shouldn't have said
the
anything.
1,000 win
I should have
cape.
waited.
You're
The
too
1,000 win
nice.
cape is potentially the most rare item in the entire game.
Definitely.
So I'm gonna think that if you're going for 500, you're going for 1,000. So there can't be many people who have one but not the other. So I'm assuming the queen is more common, but it'll be close.
Poplo?
I was also going to say queen, but for different reasons. I think that there's probably a couple bots out there who might have grabbed up a 500 Victor's 500 cape. And I think that there's
True.
the whole BA community, I think, is
Toxic.
for all the people who've maybe done, I don't know how many thousands of hours of BA. There's a couple pets out there for those guys too.
Don't you have to do one gamble for your diary?
You have to, and it's been around for so long
Yeah.
too.
So if you
That's
have
the other thing.
Everybody, trying to enter, try to finish mid-game by getting their diary cape, right, boys?
That's true. Trying to finish mid game by getting
That's
your
right.
500 LMS wins.
You have to get your penance queen pet.
So
Yeah.
the answer is Pet Penance Queen is more common than the Victor's Cape 500. 0.2 versus 0.1%.
That's
So-
so small.
Crazy.
Wow.
Small margins.
All right, that settles it up for the chess game. Heartless again, undefeated. But a close game. I made it a little too easy for you guys, so we'll play it again sometime. And
And
make
play it
a little
again.
harder.
And bring it back. Bring us those 0.1%.
Please don't
It's
make it
also
harder.
it's not as fun when they're just
I can't
coin
handle it.
flips. So I don't know. I kind
What
of
if you do three? You could do three items.
Oh, that
That'd
would
be good.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
might be a way
three
to
or even
fix it.
four, or even
Okay,
four
okay.
items. You could really
Yeah,
spice it up.
yeah, we're learning. That covers it for this week. Thank you everyone for
Good.
your time. If you want to join us in game, join as a guest RaidzBank, one word with a Z, RaidzBank, and Poplo also put directions in general. They're pinned if you're confused at how to join in game. Thank you all for listening, and thank you Poplo and Heartless, and we'll see you guys next week.
See ya.
See ya.